Alright, hello, hi everybody, I'm Hazel. Welcome to the weekly Friday live stream. Today, I'm going to start as I always do by cleaning my glasses. Once I find, I had it like a second ago. You'd think, because I do this so often, I do. I was gonna say, you'd think I would keep more cloths on my desk for this, but then it turns out I do actually. I just found another one. How are you guys doing today? Welcome. Ah, man. For the highlight of my Friday, hi Hazel. Hey Alexander, how you doing? First, oh, what's up, Jack? Hey guys. Doesn't matter who's first. Matters is that we're here. Hi Hazel, what's up, Susie? There we go. So that should be pretty clean. Oddly enough, I feel like if I didn't live stream, the glasses would just get kind of fingerprinty. I don't know if I clean them other than that. I'm just kind of in the habit of doing that. So I'm gonna pour some tea. This character is my boost. So I think I briefly mentioned at some point last stream that I had decided to use my 110 boost to create a character on a role-playing realm for the sake of camping at toys. So this is that character. I created a mage so that she can port around. I'm checking on a spawn. I think I killed it kind of recently. I don't know if it's going to be up yet, but we're going to take a look. Because I'm basically just going around. I got the Draenor toys that drop from rare spawns, and now I'm doing the Pandaria ones. And the nice thing about the Pandaria ones is that, oh, here we go, right. They're not daily locked. That didn't start until Warlords. So if with the Pandaria rares, they respawn about every like hour and a half-ish. Approximately, and you can kill them as many times a day as you want. So this one has a chance to drop the Pandaran Firework Launcher. I've already killed her 3 times today, and there's a 4th, no luck, that one's a 1 in 10 drop rate. But I did manage to, using this method, get myself, I got myself the 3 from, that I didn't have already from the Dread Waste, so the Skymere, I finally got my Skymere. I know, that's one of those toys that I feel like everybody already had, that I just never got back in MOP. I got that this morning, actually. And then, a couple other ones that aren't really all that useful. I love your videos. Thanks, David. Hello, all. Chat and people's cats, of course. Welcome to everybody's cats. I had a long week. You're the highlight, best part of my week. Keep up the great work. I'm glad you're here. It has been a great Friday. I got an email confirming graduating from university, and I plan on working a little while before I go back for my master's. Congrats, Jessica. That's awesome. Hey, Hazel Supplips. Happy Friday. Hello. They spawn every 15 minutes. Every 15? You can only loot the rare mobs once a day. In Warlords and later, that's true. In Pandaria, that is not true. I have successfully looted Pandaria rares many times per day, and actually my Skymere was on, I think it was like, I've gotten them on subsequent within the same day. Like I can kill it 4 times in a day and I get it on the 5th time. So for Pandaria rares specifically, you can farm them multiple times a day. Today's tea was today's tea too. You had Earl Grey earlier. I haven't touched it yet. I was gonna make some pour, but then I was in my kitchen and I had the kettle on and I was looking at the button that it was flashing for 200 degrees, which is what I brew my pour at. I looked at my cupboard and then I just pressed the other button to make it brew to boiling, which is what I do Earl Grey at. It was just time. I figured it was time for me to dig out my teacup. So what we're actually doing on today's stream is kind of like a Wrath of the Lich King theme, sort of, a little bit, kind of. I'm saying that just because, one, it's Wrath Time Walking this week, but before we do Wrath Time Walking, I have not done any of my ICC runs, so I am going to run ICC on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. I'm going to run ICC on 7 characters, so we'll start over here. And that will be a good way to start the stream. I can't bring myself, I know this isn't a mount run stream, but I hope nobody minds. I can't bring myself to do mount runs off stream, really, because what if Invincible drops and it's just 8:30 in the morning and I'm sitting here eating some toast? I'll tweet it, I'll post it to the Discord, but I'll feel really bad about it. Ugh, Bet is looking very perky and happy. He is a perky and happy boy, and his fins are coming back in. They're slowly coming back in, and every now and then he just bites a new chunk out of them, but I can't stop him from doing that. But they are coming back in, and I think he's been doing really well. My current plan with him is that for the next 2.5 weeks, I have a reminder set in my phone to tell me when to stop doing it, but we're doing daily water changes for the next couple of weeks because he does have a little bit of fin rot. But I do not want to medicate him unless it is absolutely necessary. So we're going to try just 3 weeks of really clean water. It already looks like it's working, so I'm very hopeful that we'll get him back in an uninfected, fully finned state he's doing great. He's eating like a shark. It's actually terrifying when he eats. He will jump out of the water and like breach like a whale. He doesn't even catch it. It's not even accurate. It's just for style points. Also, I logged onto that character. I didn't even create the thing I was going to do. And I poured this tea and I didn't even drink it. I've discovered, actually, that is a real problem. Yeah. On my Tuesday morning streams, because on Tuesday mornings, we stream it. Oh, that's hot. Oh, I drank it when it's hot. Oh, you know when you can just, like, feel it going down? It wasn't quite hot enough to burn me going down, but it was, like, on the borderline. Ooh. So you know on the Tuesday morning streams, we start at, like, 9, and that's not that early, but because I'm spending the time up until then getting ready by, you know, walking the dog and putting my face on and getting dressed and whatever, I pretty much have my first cup of tea, more or less, on stream at 9. And when I'm streaming, I spend so much time yammering and just spewing words for 2 consecutive hours, or 1 consecutive hour, I guess, on Tuesdays, that I don't actually drink my tea. And then I don't make up for it later on Tuesdays and end up kind of like under-caffeinated, and then I have kind of a bad day and I don't do as much work as I want to do, and then at like 6 p.m. I realize why. Callum, thank you very much for the super chat. Good luck with the runs. Your streams make chilling out after work much easier. I hope you have an excellent post-work relaxing time. So I am starting. I already refreshed my lockout. So this is going to be my private group. We're going to list here. And I am using the same method that I described in my recent video, probably called ICC lockouts. Probably what I called it. Good luck in Invincible. Just realized Fishcan. He may not spend as much time on the glass as he sometimes does. He's up there right now. But he's, in the last, like, 2 weeks or so, gotten really more comfortable swimming, like, all around the tank. I think especially once all the big plants are in. He loves swimming in and around and through those. And the Java Fern are coming in really great. I'm really excited about it. Claire, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you enjoy the stream. I hope that somebody enjoys the emotes that you're able to use as a sponsor. But I really appreciate having you here. Thanks. Do you do the share instance thingy? I sure do. So I'm gonna find my group in my non-fully loaded UI. And then I'm going to head out to ICC. So these 2 characters, my priest, I will need to actually run there, but everybody else is parked there. So after I'm done my priest, it should go a little bit more smoothly as long as I don't get too distracted, which I will. Hi, Hazel, having dinner while watching the stream. Dinner and a show. I often put on streams when I'm eating. Although lately it's all been Overwatch League, mostly because Overwatch League is on during dinner time. Every day that is an Overwatch League day, and that's, you know, a lot of days. Whereas Kitty? Not in here. Kitty! She's probably asleep. She was on my chair this morning, and then I moved her to another chair. I'm going the wrong way. She was on my chair, so I moved her to a different chair because I needed to sit in this one. And then she was on the bed. She might still be on the bed. I think, like, there's a really fluffy blanket. You know those blankets that have, like, it's not sheep fur, it's not sheepskin, but it's, like, fake sheepskin, and it's lighter? She loves those. She loves those, and we have one on the bed that she'll just, like, sit in all day. Where am I going? I mean, I can do it this way. Ben, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Glad to have you here. And I hope that you enjoy your new Squirrel Squad membership. I enjoy welcoming people to the Squirrel Squad. Just because I don't say Squirrel Squad that often. It's not something that I try and, like, pervade into every little bit of the stream. But I do enjoy having after so long of not even having any kind of a name for it. Got the Pond Nettle today. Congrats, Kristen. 1,448 casts. Oh boy, man, that is a commitment. I don't know if I have it in me. I've been kind of like toying with the idea of doing that grind, and I feel like the fact that I'm toying with that idea and not like full on committing to it already dooms me to never doing it. Did they change the ICC raid? It was on my max tune. The boat fight stopped working for me. I couldn't go over to the other boat at all. I don't know if I'll have any really good info for you there, because my most recent experience with the boat fight, I had to, like, levitate jump myself to the other boat, but you don't need to do the boat thing at all, really. Like, you do need to do the boat fight, but as long as you, like, when the RP is happening, when your boat first takes off, you get in the cannon, and you start spamming your 1 button, or your F1 button, or whatever it is, to build up your charge. Don't go to full, but build it up to, like, 80, 90. And then as soon as the boat arrives, you dump everything into it, and that should get it down before the fight actually starts. You don't actually have to do the whole boat thing. That's the dream, anyways. So I got Archivon was so jealous, then I got it a day later, and you got Rarity at 53 attempts on Lich King. Congrats on your Congrats on your mammoth and good luck with your Invincible farm. I am in very much the same boat, although I'm, again, flying the wrong way. Been a while since I caught one of your streams. Welcome back, Omer. It has been a little bit. Not the only one with that UI problem, not loading. Thought it was an add-on thing. I think what it is something that I have done in all of my tweaks that I've done to reduce my loading screen time. What it is it's just putting me in the game during a time when normally it would have been the end of my loading screen. It's just letting me run around first, but everything else is still kind of loading in. Because I don't remember exactly everything that I did, but I definitely tweaked some settings to let me in ASAP, and I think that's all it is. It's just a couple of seconds at the beginning of logging in. It doesn't bother me all that much. If you have to use medification, use Olaplex. Tea tree oil doesn't work. Yeah, so the problem with the tea tree oil thing, if it's correctly dosed, it can be effective, but it's very dangerous for labyrinth-breathing fish, such as bettas, and also gourami, any fish that has to go up to the surface to breathe. Because it's basically tea tree oil, which will sit on the surface of the water, and then when your fish breathes, it's gulping that into its gills. It's got oil in its gills. It's a bad day. That's why Melafix, which is basically a more concentrated Betafix, is really dangerous for bettas, especially if you overdose it. So Betafix is like 10 times as diluted, and if you do it with the proper doses, it can be safe. Something else that I think is true, and I'm not 100%, but I feel like that's also a little bit related to the surface area of your aquarium surface. Because it floats in the top of the water, if you have a portrait-style aquarium that's very tall, but like that's very tall but not very wide, it's going to be thicker at the top, and your betta may inhale more of it, whereas a wider aquarium will be less so. But in any case, the risks aren't really worth the rewards. I haven't tried Conoplex yet. That's kind of my backup plan if I have to medicate him, which I don't think I'm going to need to. But yeah, I've looked into it. The Betafix actually I did try that before I had read about what it can do, and it did help him actually, but after reading about the labyrinth thing, I decided to cool it because oil in the gills doesn't sound good. What am I doing? I'm going raid difficulty, normal, 25 player. I am leader. I am zoning in. Do you think you'll play a Zandalar Druid in BFA with all those awesome forms? If I'm going to do arena, and I'm going to do so much arena that I have an active character on Horde, then yes. I would probably play a Zandalar Druid instead of any other Druid, even if their racials are not as good. I don't care, they look that cool. But if I am not going to PvP, then no. That's the only reason why I would do that. I think that the Kulturan Druid forms are also really cool, and I don't really like splitting myself between factions. Let's see. Can we still whisper you on your gnome? You can't reply. I can't. I don't get whispers on any of my characters. What is the add-on that you use for health bars? It shows what percentage health you and the enemy have. Like these ones up here in the corner, those are shadowed unit frames. And then if you're looking for the ones that are over the head, the nameplates, those are KUI nameplates. But I think you're looking for shadowed unit frames. There's all sorts of settings that you can do to customize the text that you see on shadowed unit frames. And I like to play with it on percentages. That's one of the reasons why when we get to talking about the stat squish, it doesn't bother me at all, because I was never looking at numbers to begin with. I could not tell you how much health I have. I could not tell you how much health somebody in Legion is supposed to have. You know, 100% is good. 80% is fine. 50% is getting worried. I look at it as a percentage, so I never really... Numbers don't specifically bother me. I do look at damage numbers in terms of how, like, what DPS I'm doing on, you know, details. But even that is, for me, somewhat relative to what everybody else is doing in my group. You can't believe Blizzard is ruining pet charms. I'm so sad. What about it is ruined for you? What are you upset about? It's not an oil, it's a powder, mixes in. Oil's bad for fishes. ICC lockout video is really helpful. Will you do a video for Dragon Soul? So the thing about the Dragon Soul one, I did post an update, but it wasn't very visible, so I don't blame anybody for not having seen it. Doesn't work after all. It looked like it was gonna work. It was showing in my raid lockout pane as working, but as soon as you zone into the instance, it does force the lockout update. So it doesn't work, and I don't have a good way to do Dragon Soul. If I find one, I will do a video, but right now I don't know of any way, and I'm not really likely to personally stumble across one because I lucked into the last mount that I needed, so I don't spend a whole lot of time there. Hey Hazel, you made me dye my hair because I loved your hair color, and I really love my hair now, so thanks for that. Grats, what color did you go? Currently leveling a male Lightforged Priest. I think I found my new main. Nice. Lightforged Priest is one of my favorite combinations of the new ones. Anything that matches thematically. So, you know, you get your Void Elf Shadow Priest, your Lightforged, like your Holy, or your Dispriest. obviously you can do anything that you want, and there's many, many cool ones, but I always like the ones that kind of double up on the theme, you know? You miss half the content by not playing both sides. Yeah. The content that I'm missing, I think, is a lot of story-driven stuff. And to be quite honest, I enjoy having the story going on around me. I enjoy the aesthetics and the feel and the atmosphere. As far as what's actually going on, I don't pay very much attention, and I am often quite confused. Missing like a story cutscene, I could look it up on YouTube. I probably won't. I'm just not that into lore. So the questing content, while I wouldn't necessarily be doing it on both factions, something that I noticed from Legion was a lot of the world quests, and by a lot I mean almost all of them, are basically just a new version of a quest that you did while leveling. And in BFA, once you're 120, you'll be able to do world quests in all of the zones, not just your own zone. So you're going to essentially be able to experience a lot of, if not all, but a lot of the questing content of both factions from one faction. The things that you're going to be missing out on are story-driven stuff, and that's not of a super high value to me. I definitely get why it's a high value to a lot of people, just not for me. I should give up with nuts. Not really that sad. Can't see why they can't stay the same, just have one currency. I think the reason, or at least the way I feel, which is always guessing. I'm always guessing here. But in the current state of pet charms, had made it a little bit too easy to gather pet charms and to get stones. It was a little bit too easy, to the point that I would never, I have not gone and leveled a pet the old-fashioned way by two-petting a battle, or heaven forbid, like actually leveling it in the field. Have not done that in over a year, possibly over 2 years. It's been a long time, because if I need to level a pet, I have so many charms that I can just pick up a stone and instant level it, which is really convenient for me, and that's probably going to continue to be the case. But it was getting so, it was kind of cheapening getting a pet collection together, I think. And this way, they can have it so that a new player to pet battles in BFA doesn't feel like they have to go do old pet battles in order to get upgrade stones and stuff for their new pets. If they don't want the old stuff, they don't have to go back and do it. Or, you know, maybe they want the old pets and toys. That's great. You will have to go back and do them, but once you're done, you're done. They don't want to create a situation where the optimal way to do pet battles is to do all of it, because there is so much now. It's adding on. If they let you continue to get the same currency from all of the expansions, 4 expansions from now, the ideal way to play Battle Pets is going to be to spend 6 hours a day doing all of these dailies from all of these past expansions. And that's just not great. So this new system of shiny and polished charms means that you can still go back and do old content to get the old rewards, but for the stuff that you're going to want, the new rewards and the upgrade stones, you only need to do the new content. That's, I think, the logic behind that decision, and that's something I can get behind, because I don't have time to go do all the old stuff. I wasn't really doing it back, even in Legion, you could technically go do your Warlords of Draenor. I should have killed that guy a while ago. Even in Legion, you could still go do your Warlords Garrison if you wanted, and get a couple of pet charms. It would be half, and that's, I think, why a lot of people moved on, but you could do it. But the more reasons I have to not feel bad for not doing that, the better. Finally got a chance to run ICC on my 110 Tauren Druid. The only one who can't make myself, yeah. I'm kind of with you there. Whenever I'm not going to talk about this for super long, because I don't know if I have the I don't know if I'm going to be any, I don't know. I'm bad with words with stuff that has feelings involved, but like many people, TB was one of the reasons why I fell in love with WoW so heavily in Cataclysm. And like a lot of WoW content creators, the content that he was making at that time was heavily, heavily inspirational. It's a huge part of the reason why I was doing YouTube. And Bellular tweeted something very similar today. So it was very hard news for a lot of people. And whenever something like that happens, whenever somebody, like a public figure, dies, there's lots of different ways that people kind of mourn and get through it and process it. And I'm somebody that cannot watch their content for a long time. I just can't handle it. It was the same thing when there was a K-pop. I wasn't super into SHINee, but SHINee is a K-pop group, and one of their members recently died quite tragically, and I can't listen to any of his music. I have to skip it every time it comes up. I just can't do it. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. I can't spit words out when there's feelings involved, so I'm gonna go back to talking about WoW. Any tips on getting the weather-dependent pets? I've had alts parked in the zones for about a week, never seen any weather happening when I check. I wish I had a better plan for you, but that's really my best version of that plan. Enemy nameplates is going to be KUI nameplates, and then shattered unit frames for like the boss frames and my unit frames. So glad getting pet charms are easy to get now, so doing stupid pet battle stuff for the mounts. Never level a pet the normal way except at the very start, and I never will. I hate leveling pets, it takes too long unless you game the system. I absolutely think that these days, the initial grind to level pets from 1 to 25 without using an ultimate training stone is prohibitive, and it's not representative of the experience you're going to have battling pets at max level, which is why this new system in BFA of the BFA World Pet Tamers that you're going to do your Pet Battle World Quest from, they give you, or they scale down your level. So if you've never touched a pet battle before, you only have level 1 pets, you can still fight those tamers, do that world quest, and maybe get into pet battles that way. I think that's really, really exciting. ICC farming upsets me now. I saw him once a few years ago. It was on Master Looter. The guy didn't even want it and took it anyways just to make his friends jealous. Wow. Wow, I hope he didn't have all that many friends after that. That's not a very cool thing to do. What are we doing? Custom, find, and... Oh, I forgot to leave. I forgot to leave on my other priest. I'm gonna have to kick her before I get really confused about which Hazel is which. They could have just capped the old currency. I guess they don't like caps anymore. I prefer the solution that they're going with, personally. Use class hall missions for charms. It's easy farming. Yeah, I kind of do a little bit of everything, and I'm gonna continue to do it, actually. There's no harm in stocking up on a bank full of ultimate battle training stones, and then I can never remember what the blue ones are. I always just call them quality upgrade stones. I think it's marked flawless battle stones. I don't remember. But yeah, there's no harm in stocking up on them, and you're still going to be able to use the same stones. So spend the charms, farm up as many as you can, stock up your bank. There's going to be a ton of new pets in BFA. Every time I think that we've had the list of all of the new pets that are coming, they add more. So you're gonna need them. You're back doing the shipyard and Warlord's Garrison now for the captain title. Missing one last bonus mission. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you can get out of there soon. That's not anybody's favorite place to be stuck running missions. The shipyard was like, I think, the worst possible iteration of the shipyard was the worst possible iteration of the mission system. It was so bad. And I was so excited about boats. I was so excited that I was finally getting some kind of having my own boat. And they're like, you're going to build your own shipyard, and then you're going to send out other people on your boat so that they can go have fun. What are the goals that you're trying to achieve before BFA goes live? Well, generally in my life, a couple of things. I'm kind of, like, my life is kind of split up into WoW expansions. So every time a new WoW expansion, this is really dumb, but every time a new WoW expansion comes out, it kind of feels like a New Year's. It feels like New Year's. It feels like time to make some New Year's resolution. What kind of a person am I going to be in this expansion? So dumb. So in my overall life, I would like to have a stronger grip on my schedule and, a reliable, consistent schedule that can spit out videos, even if not as many as I originally thought I could do. Just, consistent videos that I'm happy with the quality of, that are continually getting better. That would be great. I would like to have a certain subset of videos done before BFA comes out. I would ideally like to have a set of raid guides done. If they're done with raid testing, it might be tough. I have some footage, but not a ton of footage of some bosses. I am definitely missing some stuff. So raid guides, I would like to have, hopefully they let us do account data copy. If they let us do account data copy before BFA goes live onto the beta, then I can do pet tamer guides. I can do 2 pet tamer guides for all of the new tamers, if that's still a thing that people want. I'm definitely going to do tamer guides, at least to beat them. I don't know if... I'm just kind of biased because I haven't done 2 pets in a while, because all of my stuff is leveled, but I know not everybody has everything leveled, and 2 pets are still really useful. But yeah, tamer guides, raid boss guides. I have just this whole sublist of stuff that I want to cover. I basically want to just get through my BFA content plan sometime between now and BFA. As far as, like, actually in-game WoW, like my personal WoW playing life, I want maybe not 400, but I would like to get significantly closer to 400 toys so that it's not as ridiculous of a grind when that comes out. And then there's a couple of mounts that I wouldn't mind having done before. There's a couple of mounts that I wouldn't mind just having under my belt, specifically the Valorhar Stormwing, and specifically the Valorhar Stormwing. I would also like to have my alts that are on Lightbringer all leveled up to at least 110, because if I don't do that, they're not gonna get to 120. I don't need to play them, but I would like to have them leveled for the sake of running raids like this. Are the Paragon chests that have rep mounts going to go away? They're not going to go away. No, it's just going to be... Oh, no, wait. What did I do? Did I break my lockout? Leave. I think I... How did I... Leave. Leave. Did I... Hang on. What did I do here? Why did that say 12? Hang on. What have I done? Raid difficulty. Normal 25. Let me go check the status of the lockout in the other character. I've confused myself. This has never happened to me before. I wasted 800 charms on UTS. Ultimate training stones for backups. I see. Did you ever get the mammoth from Vault? We did get the mammoth, yeah. Gave up on the shipyard. 2k flawless, 300 ultimates, 400 marks. You ready? You are ready. You are more than ready. But I've asked my question 6 times now. You've ignored it every time. It's not like the chat's moving fast either. Jamie Tender. What have you said? I'm scrolling. I really don't see it. Oh, here it is. Can you still lock out Shared Dragon Soul? I've answered that one already. No. No, not. I have not found a working lockout share for Dragon Soul. I thought I had, but it turns out that I have not. Okay, so let's check out my lockout here. Info. No, my lockout's still fine. Let me actually disband the group and start it again. I should not have logged out. I'm gonna try that again. Okay. I love your raid boss guides. That's how I found you. New expansion, new hair. This was Void Elf. I mean, it's not Void Elf hair anymore, but this was Void Elf hair. And it's, Void Elves were a BFA thing. I know they don't feel like a BFA thing anymore because we've had them for so long and BFA still feels like it's a ways away. But I think purple is my BFA color. Maybe I'll do a different color for another expansion. I really think I could do like a dark teal green. I miss green hair. But I need to redo it, but I'm now sketched out a little bit about bleaching my roots. I'm wondering how hard it's gonna be. I'm contemplating going to a salon. Maybe this time, maybe next time. I don't know. It's gonna be so expensive. Ugh. Man. I want it to be... Alright, I want it to be purple. Start. Pre-made. Start. Let's try this again. 5 more fish for bigger fish to fry, thanks to the video. Hi Hazel, all the way from Alaska, first time catching a stream, welcome! Your guild is working on Antorus, but on normal. Hoping you can get 110 on my main before or shortly after BFA, otherwise I shall be tempted to boost. You can do it. You can do it. You got it. You could start from level 1. I mean, it depends on how much time you have to play, but you can start from level 1 and be done by BFA, even without heirlooms, I think. The key to leveling quickly is don't do anything else in WoW. If you are playing WoW, and the other key to leveling quickly is to play a lot, like consistently, like find some time every day. The key to doing that, wait, I've logged on the wrong character, is do it every day. And if you're on WoW, don't be on your bank alt, don't be playing an alt, don't be farming gold. Don't be doing anything else, be leveling. And that's the only way that I ever really got all my characters leveled, was when I was leveling one, that is what I was doing. I would log on, I would level, and that's it. I wouldn't let myself do anything else. Yeah, the other Hazel in the group, yeah, that's probably it. You should do high pigtails. I haven't, I've styled my hair that way a couple times. I'm not a big fan of it, on me specifically. So let's get the right priest. Just excited to play BFA beta, and 2 days later my computer RAM went bad. The universe is against me. Oh no. Haven't played Alliance since MOP. You'll be excited to main it again for BFA. I'm too stoked on Colteras. All the zones are just so cool. Didn't get the notification that you're online. Glad I checked. I'm glad you made it. We are always on at the same time, which is another way that you can do it. I know that I put it in my phone because I don't think I would forget. I don't usually forget, especially because it's written everywhere. Like, it's on my calendar over there, it's on my list over here, it's on my weekly list, it's in my phone. Everything that I look at tells me when I'm going to stream next, because the last thing that I would want to do is just forget that I had a stream and not show up. That would really suck. But always at the same time, so you can just set a reminder. You might love the results from a salon, though. What if I don't, though? Man, like, right now, if I kind of give myself a bad die, it's kind of like, oh, well, whatever, you know, I did it at home, I didn't spend all that much money, you know, that's my fault. But if somebody else does it and I did spend a lot of money, then I have to be mad, and I am so not good at mad. I don't know how to be mad. I can be disappointed and I can let it fester inside of myself. I can be sad. I'm great at being sad. I can't be mad. I have never learned how to be mad. Alright, so, am I in the group? I'm in a group. That's not the right one. Leave? Join. Wait for lead. Oh no, I have lead. And then raid normal 25. Guerrilla grind and warlords, killing your friends alt 500 times v tracers gladiator sanctum titles. I remember doing those. I don't think I did that though. What did I do for it? Were they grindable? Okay, there we go. 11 to 12. That's better. Whew. I was worried that they had fixed it. And that it was somehow my fault. I mean, they could fix it this at some point. I don't know if this is the intended way for it to work. I think it's just kind of a loophole based on how difficulties work in ICC. Oh, man. All right, upper spire. Head straight ahead. It is 32 minutes. I have run the Lich King once. One singular time. I'm going to head straight through and start the RP before I reach chat again. Otherwise, I'm going to just, like, stop in this bridge and... Oh, man. This is why I can't stream anything that I actually want to get done. It's not your fault. It's me. It's my fault. I don't know why I can't. I've gotten worse. I think I used to be more capable of playing properly while also talking, but I've lost that ability. I'm gonna main a priest in BFA as well, and why priest? I'm gonna continue to main a priest. Shadow specifically, I'm not gonna. I haven't healed in a long time, and I'm not gonna start now. And it's because I like it. I like priest. It's fun. WoW gods have smiled upon me. It's finally a sandstorm at Tanara, so I can get my last pet and calendar. Nice. That one, that's for the, it's either the little Silithid or the harpy, the little mini harpy. Not the harpy, like the Karaji harpy. That was a cool pet. Hello, Hazel just came by to see the live stream. Welcome, Joseph. If it did, it shouldn't make a problem because you're already bleached. Yeah, I'm mostly concerned about, I would hate for them I don't want any lightening on the parts that have already been lightened. I know for a fact that they are light enough that for a mid-tone purple, like what I want to go to, it's going to come through just fine. But the roots definitely need to be lightened. And that's kind of the reason why I'm considering having somebody do it, is because that's going to be a real pain in the butt to do. But, I don't know. It's hard. Do you have or would you do a bank alt mail setup guide video? I don't have a video like that. I could do one. I think for a couple of people, not for very many people, but for a couple of people, the bank alt is going to be a little bit dead in BFA after people get the caravan mount, because between the Katie stamp whistle toy that summons a mailbox, and a mount that summons a vendor, obviously, and now a mount that summons a auctioneer, the only thing they're really missing is a bank that you can summon, and I feel like there's something that does that too, like the Argent Tournament toy, maybe? So you can really, you don't need a bank alt anymore, I think, once you have that mount, but that mount is going to be 5 million gold or 4 million after rep discount. Still a lot of gold, so yeah. It's really not that difficult, though. Having a bank alt, for me, is really just a place to have all my gold and to post all my auctions, so if I need to sell something, I just mail it there. And then it's just an extra bank to stick stuff. And for me, the only thing I really keep in my bank alts bank is account-bound stuff. But in TSM, with TSM mailing, and I do cover that in my TSM mailing video, you can automatically send that stuff, which is nice. Prestige level 3, do you think I should grind to 7 for the pet, or just wait and grind to honor level 20 in BFA? I don't have a really good grip on how long it's going to really take to get honor levels in BFA, but I do feel like it's probably, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I would continue at the very least doing your PvP Warden Tower world quest every day, because that'll give you a big step up. But I don't know. My instinct is that it's going to be easier now than it will be then, but I don't have anything concrete to base that off of, so I can't really go telling people. I want to go from purple, from dark brown box dye hair. Dark dye hair is hard to lighten. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to lighten, especially like the brown, like the permanent box dyes don't fade really the same way that these do. I've been there before. It was a long time ago, but I feel like I had very dark brown or like black dyed hair. It was really unflattering. It was awful. I was a teenager. It was a long time ago, but I don't remember how I got rid of it. I feel like it just had to grow out. Today I'm switching from playing Dis to playing Holy. Holy seems way less stressful. I don't have any good reference on how Holy is compared to Dis, but I can say that as far as healing goes, Holy has always been very fun. I always enjoyed how straightforward it is. Like, you still have cool interactions between your spells and things to manage, but for the most part, you're going to press a button and it's going to heal somebody. And I always kind of like that. So that's it for that one. And I think I'll get out of the raid, but I think I'm hopefully on my way to moving through these a little bit more quickly. Once we're done with the mountain runs, the plan is to do time walking. Finally made it. Welcome, Critfish. Never sure whether to quest only or do dungeons and quests. For leveling? For leveling. Quest only, dungeons, and quests. The technically correct answer is quest and do each dungeon once to do the quests that are at the beginning of those dungeons, but not to do the dungeon after that. So you can achieve that by single queuing for the specific dungeons that you haven't done yet while questing, and your queues will be longer because you're just queuing for the one dungeon, but you quest while you're in queue. And then you do each one once. So that's the correct answer. It's even better if you can luck into getting those dungeons only once through the random queue. Obviously, that's a little bit harder to do, but the random queue experience bonus is also very nice. So if like if you're in a level range where you haven't done any of the dungeons yet, you can like random queue once or twice to get a couple of them out of the way, and then once there's only one or two left, you can start specific queuing for them. Hello, Hazel and chat. How is everyone? I'm doing pretty good. I have my Earl Grey tea that I haven't had for a little bit, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's because I missed drinking from this teacup. The teacup really makes it. It's not like I hadn't had it. Where is it? I'm having difficulties today. It should be at the very top there. Did I delist my group? What have I done? Imagine that someone hacks your account and steals all of your battle pets. Man, there is a reason to have two-factor authentication in your Corehound pub. That would just be, like, those are worth a lot of gold, and by extension, they're kind of worth a lot of money. Like, I have a bunch of TCG pets. Those would be really hard to get back. Ugh. Ugh. Not good. Not what you want. Need more signatures for the Murloc Otakos Guild. Hazel, have you ever played the Dragon Age games? So I've never finished a Dragon Age game. I played probably 70% of Dragon Age, not Inquisition, Dragon Age Origins. Early on, there was like a big tower. You're bumping around with like Alistair. You've got I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I think it was Origins. I played a bunch of Dragon Age Origins, and I played progressively less of every future Dragon Age title after that. I think after a certain point... Oh, no, I'm just not listed anymore. I think after a certain point, I just stopped really... I got to a certain point where it's just like, I'd rather play WoW. It's a different game than WoW, and I definitely get why people enjoy them, but I'm so... I don't know if I can even describe myself as addicted to WoW. I'm just so used to WoW that most other games I won't really enjoy. I still need the monkey in the rain in Eastern Kingdoms and the fox in the snow in Storm Peaks. The fox I remember took me a while. Oh, I need to catch up here. Oh my gosh, I've missed some chat. If you're a Nightborn, you always have a mailbox. What? Dang. Unless the mailbox is on cooldown. Oh yeah, engineers have a mailbox too. Tattoo is of a tree, and that is because I do like trees. Fine, there we go. That's the one. Wait, did I click on the right one? It's hard to tell. Click on that one. That's the crypt that I want to join. Forgot to change mode. Make a paste, let it sit for like an hour. Oh, I see, for stripping brown dye. You lose track of things. My alignment is chaotic good, which means you're adorable. The Doctor in Doctor Who has your exact personality, and he's adorable. He's adorable too. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. I am sometimes very organized. I'm capable of being highly organized and precise. It's just, it comes and goes. I'm very inconsistent. It drives me bonkers. Am I lead yet? No, I'm not lead yet. It's late Friday night, so I'm just finishing a 4-pack. Will you be playing with War Mode turned on when BFA launches? Absolutely not. Nope. I don't even care if I never see a Horde player my whole life. I don't want to risk it. I will take less experience just for the glorious, relaxing ease of muscles of knowing that I don't have to worry about it. You're pumped for the next Burning Crusade time walking. You got both of the Warglades of Azeroth. Got to get that transmog. Nice. You've been trying to learn Holy, but you're sticking to Shadow for now. Healing is just a whole other sack of potatoes, man. It's just somebody else's salad. I used to heal all the time. Like, healing was my thing when I was new to WoW, because like many people that are new to WoW, and like I was new to MMOs. I was pretty new to gaming. I had played a couple of console games, like party games, but before that I hadn't really been like an intense gamer. I played a lot of Neopets. I very much wanted to get into groups like I wanted to play a role that everybody needed. That was always my first question, is what do people need me to do? And the answer was usually healing. All right, 11 of 12. There we go. And then we go raid and bump it up to Heroic. Set the new logout and off we go. There we go. Tax for your PvP video. Did I do it? I mean, I know I have in the past done PvP videos. Which one do you mean though? Big fan of your content. It was you who got me into playing Priest. I'm not good, but you got me trying. Yo, it's just the, everybody's gotta have a favorite class. I think I'm really behind. I think I need to catch up. I need to scroll. I'm scrolling. Okay. Tell me what company made your cup. I need it for my Earl Grey tea too. So this is from a company called Pembroke and Barrett, and I think this is the only thing that they make. I've looked for them before. They sell this on Amazon, along with a matching saucer. It's precious, and I like it quite a lot. But that's the only thing they make. They don't make anything else. And then the only other thing that I found for that company was an online posting where they had somebody design their logo. That was it. My favorite mount is probably Lucid Nightmare, although my answer changes a lot. Opt-in PvP mode. Saw your professions BFA video. Started Inscription for the contracts. Which gathering profession do you think works well with Inscription? You want herbalism to pair with Inscription if you're going with gathering, because you make your herbs, you find the herbs, and you mill them, and you can use those to craft stuff. So herbalism. Pick the flowers. Give PvP a try. PvPers are griefing jerks. There's a guild that goes around reporting names first name changes. Oh dear. Hi there from Moscow. Hello. I had a surprising wrench, and now I have a nut instead. Hazel, you gotta do war mode? Why? Why do I gotta? Stream sniping is a bit of a problem for YouTubers, so I wouldn't if I was Hazel. Yeah, I mean, obviously not on stream. I would never do it on stream. That's just asking for trouble. I would maybe do it off stream, maybe, but I really don't wanna. I would rather not. I used to play the old disc, but it's just so different. Is she going for Invincible or the pet? Definitely Invincible. Definitely Invincible. The pet, I think by the pure virtue of me having, like, running this on so many characters every week and getting, like, a couple of the pets to drop. Not the good pet. I'm not getting the Drudge Ghoul. I've been getting the Wicked Soul. I've driven the price down. They're very cheap in my realm. Nobody wants them anymore. Everybody's got them. Okay. That should do you. Did you see the PC part picker link I put in Discord for you? It's the Threadripper build you were talking about. I will check it out. I haven't seen it yet. I have like a little folder of bookmarks of different part picker builds that I put together as like what I would do if I was going to do it now. But it's just so late in the life cycle of both Threadripper and the NVIDIA graphics cards, and I don't really feel like AMD has a competitive graphics card to the 1080 Ti that's like I don't know if they have one. Do they have one that's performance competitive? And 1080 Ti, again, almost 2 years old. So I'm just waiting for new stuff, and I'm dying for it. Like, I edit. This, don't get me wrong, this isn't the worst PC. It's actually quite good. It's way more than I need to play WoW. It's just that I'm always trying to learn how to do new things and play with new effects. And the more of them you layer on, the more mad your PC gets at you. And I could use some more juice. Neopets is the most intense game. I was so intense into Neopets. I mostly the mini games, but I did all the stuff. I had the shop. I did the what else did you do on Neopets? I remember spending hours playing Cheat, like the click through card game. But the other mini games were pretty good too. America Chase was like the favorite, but the one that I was good at for like an 11-year-old on their mom's computer was Evil Fuzzles from Beyond the Stars. There you go. That was my first shooter. PvPers are also angry. Who cares if they get mad at you? They're mad at everyone. Less scared than LFR. I don't know. I mean, they might be angrier on average. I definitely wouldn't say that they're all angry. I know several people that PvP all the time that are very zen and fun to hang out with and fun to PvP with. It's definitely not everybody that's mad, but on average, randoms that you run into during PvP, yeah, they can be a little rough. Above average PvE players just as toxic. I would agree with that. I think there's a fair amount of toxicity in any game once you get into a competitive sphere, because as soon as people feel like they have something to lose and they can blame an anonymous person they don't know for them having lost it, that's just like there's no way for them to not get mad at that. Or for people, I mean, there is, but they don't exercise it. So that's our third run. No cigar. Not too worried about it. Do you guys know how many runs it, like, for those of you that have had Invincible drop, do you guys know how many it took you? Just curious. Watching your live stream with my 10-year-old daughter. She loves her videos. Thank you for being family friendly. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a strange stream. Tech-wise, I don't really know what's going on. I haven't done anything differently, so I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping everything goes back to normal. I should see all my backyard upgrades that I posted to Instagram. Oh, I should check that out. Fish tank, where is your cat? Cat's fine. Cat's totally fine. Cat's, here, let me find the cat. I'll bring you guys the cat. If she ever decides that she wants to consistently nap in my office, then we can get a camera back on her again, huh? This is my kitty. She's very nice. She's a very nice kitty. Hi. Internet's dead. Have to watch my phone. Can't miss a Friday stream. Earl Grey is my favorite. Nothing better than the good London fog. I honestly still play Neopets. They must have gotten some crazy updates in the last, 15 years? It has been a while. Okay, so I leave the group. My poor Neopets are just probably so hungry. Also, I spent, at least 2 years feeding them nothing but omelets. They probably have some nutrient deficiencies by now. Spin to get a Demon Hunter, totally roll it rogue. 30, 20... 82, 7, 154, 40, 50. Second, 2 to 3 months, a few hundred runs. Yeah, we're at 42-ish. I know there's no way to predict when you're going to get it, but I like to look at the statistical spread and just kind of wonder. Not that I'm super worried about it. Look at it. I love it when she scrunches up her face when you scratch her neck and she's just squinting. It's so cute. She has the tiniest face. She has like this tiny face and these big fluffy ears. Ugh. How do people... I mean, I understand why many people don't have cats, but I can't imagine myself living without a cat anymore. Like, who takes naps with you? Do you just nap by yourself? Oh, man. Average is 3 to 6 months. Oh, you want to know what I think of Enhancement Shaman? Enhancement Shamans. I know an Enhancement Shaman that's very nice. As far as the class, I don't really play it. If I am ever on a Shaman, I am always playing Elemental. I used to do a little bit of Resto Shaman. I've played very little Shaman. It's just, there's so many classes in the game. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on most of them. But I think they look cool. You know? You got one of the better artifacts out there, and you got one of the better class mounts, and that's something. Okay, find... Oh, no. Did I do this wrong again? Why do I keep losing the listing? Husband got the Angler night before last. Nice. That's another thing that I need to finish, is finishing up Angler on my, need to finish up Angler on my Void Elf. Oh, I'm not caught up again. Mr. Bigglesworth, yay. This would be a Mrs. Bigglesworth. Her name is Kira, but we usually call her Kitty. The only reason you made alts was to run to get the mount, and it took all of them to get it. That's a valid reason to make alts. I love cats. Kitty, cat, cat. There is a Hazel cat emote, although it's not terribly good. It's one of the ones that I drew. Okay, so just double checking. I'm doing something wrong. I don't normally have to do this. I'm doing something wrong. No coffee? Do you like it? I will drink coffee if I need to be polite. I don't like coffee, no. There are some types of coffee that I can have, like if it's like a Starbucks beverage that's been so syruped down that it's basically dessert, you know, those are drinkable. Although they're so sweet that they're almost not drinkable anymore. In Canada, I can drink Tim Hortons if you get like the double-double, the two milk, 2 sugar, or 2 cream, or whatever it is. That's drinkable. But, I will choose tea over coffee 10 times out of 10. Actually, that's not true. If I am in the world and I just need to get a caffeinated beverage, like I'm traveling or something, I don't like ordering tea out in the world because most places do it in a way that I don't... I can't drink. I don't want to drink. It makes me sad. It's just like a waste of good tea, or a waste of bad tea. It's just whenever a place just like pours some hot water from like their hot water tap or like their coffee machine, they just like drop a tea bag in it, and there's like no milk anywhere. It's just ugh. They don't even know what kind of tea it is. It's just from like a big box labeled tea. In those situations, that's when I'm going to order like a latte. Okay. I am so easily confused right now. Private list. Auto. I don't know why I keep losing that group. There's probably a very obvious reason. I'm just not aware of it right now. You got the Blazing Drake in your first Dragon Soul run ever? Grats. That is a good one to have out of the way. Also a really good looking Drake. So we're trying on this character. Yeah. Any recipe you recommend in the WoW cookbook I got today? Also advice for a new streamer. I did my first one today on YouTube. So, recipes from the WoW cookbook. If you eat fish, I strongly recommend you try out the Firecracker Salmon. It's the only recipe from the WoW cookbook that I make like almost every week. It's amazing and it's super easy. You just basically put a bunch of stuff in a bag a little bit ahead of time, you know, ideally like the morning of or maybe the night before, and then you cook it in the oven for like 10 minutes and it's amazing. It's so good. As far as streaming tips, the technical aspect of it you've probably got already covered, and I do have OBS videos if there's anything that you're curious about, but as far as like actually running a stream, I don't know if I'm really a very good example anymore. I used to be a little bit better at talking to people and continuing to play. Actually, you know, the one tip that I do have, and I still do this to this day, is don't look at your viewer count during the stream. Don't look at it. If there's nobody there, don't look at it. If there's a bunch of people there, just don't look at it. Watching it go up and down, it just gives you feedback that is, it'll just throw you off, or at least it did for me. The last thing you want is for it to go down by like a couple of people for whatever reason, and you're wondering if you said something wrong and you're like questioning yourself. You don't want that midstream. It's not what you want. I've kept the, I'll actually, I don't even look at it later. I used to, but I don't even look at it later. Try coffee creamer. See if the dog will stop barking. If it has a rawhide or two, go to a specialty coffee shop. Tim Hortons is garbage. I like Tim Hortons. I don't have it here. But I've had pretty fancy coffee as well. My I have family that's very into gourmet food and to some extent coffee. They have a variety of different very fancy looking, like they have like the French press, and other things that I don't know the name of. And I've had some really fancy coffee, and it's kind of like beer. I've had some very fancy beer. I still don't like beer. That's okay. Do you like Takis? Takis? I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've tried it. Try Cascara. It's selling coffee 3-1 at a 480% market rate. Well, those are very convincing stats. It's a nice floral tea. Nice mage outfit. Oh, thank you. That's the Amaranthian set from the Timeless Isle. Alright, so raid, normal, 25. She talks fast. Is she on speed? I am definitely not on speed. I've had a little bit of Earl Grey tea. Raid, heroic. Hazel, I finally got Bone Shard. Grats! Talk fast too. Need your channel and loving it. Been binge watching your videos. Well, welcome to the stream. Glad you made it. Thank you for watching my videos. Can OBS record sound from WoW? Or do you add other music later for videos? OBS can record sound from WoW. I almost never use it. Even on the stream right now. Like, I don't even know if I have game sound on. Let's see. Sound, music. Okay, that's coming through the stream a little bit. But I almost never use it. But it can. Basically, it's through desktop sound. So you have your game sound coming through desktop sound. You have a channel for desktop sound in OBS. And that sound will be it. But I record my microphone, like if I'm doing a video, I record everything in different bits. I record my camera once. When I'm recording my camera, I record my audio not only in OBS, but also in Audacity. I process it a little bit in Audacity, and then I sync it up to what the OBS one was. And the reason I do that is, one, it means I have a backup. So if for whatever reason one of those programs was capturing my audio incorrectly, like maybe the sound got turned way up or way down or something, I have a backup. And the other reason is just because it's easier to process when I record directly into Audacity. And then, you know, my gameplay footage and whatever, that's all recorded separately too. What do you still have to check off your completion list before BFA launches? I would like a couple more toys. I would like a mount or two. Most of my goals are YouTube-based, like videos that I want to get done. Honestly, gameplay-wise, BFA could come out tomorrow and I wouldn't be mad. There are things that I would like to do before then, but I can always go back and do them later. And there's nothing that I'm super, super really upset that if I wouldn't get. I'm gonna do MT for 35th time for my druid. Wish me luck. I hate it. Oh no. I don't know if I've been putting milk in my tea. I think it's getting de-milked. There we go. I ran Dragon Soul a few weeks ago. I got Experiment 12B the second time. I still don't have the Deathwing mounts. That's always so upsetting. I almost wish that they wouldn't drop again if you already have them, if there's nobody in the group that can get them, because it's just demoralizing. I play ESO. I don't even know why I'm watching this. Well, I'm still glad you're here. Other MMOs are perfectly fine. You know, it's good to have some variety in your life. I miss BDO. I talked about BDO a little bit, just tangentially, in the vlog today, and it's making me want to play BDO again, and I don't have room in my life for BDO. I need to clear some room out of my brain to make back for WoW, because I've been still a little bit mentally obsessed with aquarium stuff. I haven't even added anything, although the snail tank is looking like it might be almost ready for shrimp. I'm trying to decide if I want to try and get shrimp this weekend or if it's better for me to wait another week. I want to pick up a Nerite snail anyways. They're smaller and should be better with Flutta. They have less tentacle for him to chew on. And because his tank is right now experiencing hella algae. Hella algae. It's because I have the light on. I have 8 hours a day now of light. It was 10, I turned it down, but 8 hours a day of aquarium light, and that's growing a lot of algae. I know there's ways that you can kind of balance your nutrients, but I'm doing daily water changes anyways, so I'm just gonna throw snail in there and he can have like a good snack. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I'm ready to do shrimp in the other tank. The parameters are pretty good, but every now and then I get like a reading of like 0.25 ppm nitrate, and it's I don't know why. It's still cycled. It's still turning into nitrates, but it just doesn't do it quite fast enough. I don't know what's going on. It's a pretty small tank, so it might be risky, but I might try it. I have gorgeous cream of Earl Grey tea that I drink black. It's technically an oolong, I believe. So tasty. This one is good enough to drink straight, but I don't often drink black tea straight. I usually only drink Chinese black tea straight, and that's if it's like a really smooth one, like a Yen Gold. Hazel, have you done the Prot Pally Mage Tower? No, I haven't done any tanking ones. The only ones that I have done is the healing one on both a Holy Priest and a Resto Druid, and then the Shadow Priest one, and that's it. That's all I've done. I need to move my hair to this side so that I can cover up the makeup stain on my shirt here. Or on my dress, rather. It's so dumb. The dress was clean, freshly laundered this morning, but so I was doing my makeup, I was putting my foundation on. For whatever reason, I don't know why I did this, but like I had something that I needed to like blot, and I was like, oh, I just used my dress, and then later I saw the stain and I was like, well, of course that was going to happen. Why do you think it wouldn't? Who thought that was a good idea? You have a beauty blender right there. Well, knock up beauty blender, because who pays that much money for a piece of foam? But, oh man. Will you eat the shrimp? No. Ornamental shrimp. Pet shrimp, if you will. Although I'm not going to name them. I don't want to get too attached in case they do die. They are very small invertebrates. I will do my best to provide good care for them, but I don't want to name them all and then cry if they don't make it, because I don't know how hard they are to keep yet. But yeah, little ornamental dwarf red cherry shrimp. I think I have everything in there that they're gonna need, so I might pick some up this weekend. Still trying to work out how to mention people in comments. YouTube chat's a little bit tricky with it. I've always found that the typing the and then the name tends to do it. Well, I'm getting bits of transmog, but I'm definitely not seeing any Invincible pop up yet, and I have Rarity running, so I should know. I should definitely know. So if I leave the group while I'm still in here... Previously, when I did that, and then I logged over to the next character, the group would still be running, but I have a feeling I'm going to log over to my next character, and it's not going to be running anymore, because it hasn't been a couple. Seems you need to stand still a lot. What Legos did you use? Oh, the Shadow Priest one. So... there's 2 ways to do the Shadow Priest challenge. I have a video actually about this. I have a video guide detailing legendaries and strategy and consumables. You can look it up. It's called Thwarting the Twins, Hazelnuttygames. You can find it. I have a video. But 2 ways to do it. First way is the way that I did it, which is like the normal way where you do the fight as intended. And the legendaries that you use for that are Pridaz for the bubble, life-saving, and will save your life multiple times throughout the game. And Sifuz for the run speed. Because you know, for the run speed, you stun stuff, you get the run speed that helps you kite. Those are the 2 things that you do. And then aside from that, you just have as much gear as you can. You do the fight with the normal strategy. The second way that you do it is that you cheese it by using a Surrender to Madness burst build. The legendaries for that, I know one of them is Mangaz's Madness. I don't remember what the other one is. I know one of those Mangaz's Madness. And basically what you do is, as soon as the boss becomes attackable, for like that 30-second, minute-long window at the end of the first phase, kind of beginning of the second phase, like the first guy is kneeling down and the second guy becomes attackable for a little bit. You basically kill him in that window and then you win. And I didn't do that strategy. I didn't have enough gear to do it back then, but that's also a viable way to do it. Tank ones are the easiest ones. The Fury one is horrible. Custom, fine. No, it's not up. The group is delisting and it never used to do that. I don't know why. Have you tried matcha tea? And if you have, what did you think of it? I have not ever actually tried matcha tea. I'm aware of the process. You get like the whisk and the bowl and the powder. The reason I haven't tried it is because it looks pretty expensive for a fairly small amount of tea. And from my understanding, it's going to taste very similar to the other types of Japanese green tea that I drink. I've got some sencha that's very good. But I haven't tried matcha. I should at some point. How was your anniversary? It was nice. I wanted to get food and go eat it outside somewhere, basically like a picnic. So we went and picked up, basically Panera. We found a nice table to sit at by a lake. And we sat and we ate and our dog stared at some ducks. And it was nice. It was nice to get out. I love green tea and jasmine, but I couldn't get behind matcha. It was just too green tea-like for me. Yeah, even Japanese green teas, I can't drink them very often because if I'm drinking them at anything but a very full stomach, I get sick. They make me really nauseous for whatever reason. Why am I doing this? I need to go back and recreate the group. I didn't even know there was such a thing as ornamental shrimp. Yeah, I don't know if they're often called ornamental shrimp, but they're definitely pet shrimp. People have them in their aquariums. I'm learning right now lots of what I would need to know to have them. But basically, you can keep them in aquariums, but if you're going to keep them with fish, which many people do, you want a lot of places for the shrimp to hide because your fish are going to try and eat your shrimp. And they're probably going to succeed. But the nice thing about the shrimp is that they will breed, and they're live bearers, which means they're not laying eggs or anything. They just basically have some babies and spit them out their butts. And then you have shrimp babies. And they should be theoretically fairly easy to breed. So then you get a lot of them, and you hopefully have enough of a colony of these cute little shrimp going that they can handle a couple of deaths. I'm not going to be having any fish in their tank because right now it's just a snail. It's just a 3.5 gallon tank with 2 snails in it, and that's it. And I think I can have some shrimp in there. We'll see. Will you do a guide on where to find all the hunter spirit beast pets? I don't have any plans to do that. I think Wowhead has a page that'll really hook you up, though. I did my mage tower for the 36th time, and I won. Thanks for the help, guys. Nice. I hope you can understand this Northern English Brit. Interesting accents. Matcha is so good. It does not taste like green tea. I enjoy things that are flavored with matcha. You know, like matcha ice cream, green tea Kit Kats, Pocky, all good. They're probably not very high grade, but, you know, what do you do? Does anybody know why my group is delisting? It never used to do this. I used to be able to log off from one character, log directly onto the next character, and the group would still be there for me to join. This is new to me, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Completely cheese the prop held in Mage Tower by having 967 intended for 900. That is one way to do it. Sencha does not taste like matcha? Okay. Is there a Frost Mage guide for the twins? I'm sure somebody's made one. I don't have one myself. Just got the Drake of the South Wind. Congrats! Good evening, Hazel. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I'm trying to get through my ICC runs. They're taking me a little longer than I thought they were gonna. Pre-made. Find. There it is. What do you think of Lapsang? It's nice. I've only tried a couple of them, though, and they've all been very smoky. And I've only ever had them straight, like, at a tea shop. And it's a little bit too much for me to just, like, sit down and drink. Although, I might pick some up, actually, for when I really need, like, a kick in the face to get me, like, focused and working. Because sometimes I'll just be, like, sitting in front of Premiere editing, and I'm editing, like, so slowly, and it's the hardest thing in the world to keep my butt in the chair and continue going. It's not like I'm even doing something super boring. I enjoy editing videos, but for whatever reason, sometimes it just feels so hard. They have babies and spit them out their butts, Hazel 2018. Love your DBM voice back. Please tell me you're doing it in BFA. I'm going to do my best to keep it up to date. I don't know how, though, so I'm probably going to have to talk to one of my friends that does add-ons and keeps them up to date and ask them if they have any idea how I do that. Because I know there is going to be a process for me to update it. I don't know how. I barely knew how to put it out in the first place. I do have a DBM voice pack. It's linked in the description of a recent video that I did about how to set up DBM voice packs. You can play anything casual. Everything is welcome in the Dungeon Finder as long as you don't stand in the fire. That is true. You can play absolutely any role. And like, it's not even really until you get into mythic rating that you'll need to be a certain thing. Some heroic guilds are going to be snobbier than others about what they let you play, and it's going to depend a bit on your skill. Raid normal 25. I need to get on Prot Warrior and Pally. Wore there one a couple times. Keep having the same issue as well. No idea why they keep delisting. Yeah, maybe it's just like a temporary bug. Maybe it'll get fixed. Or maybe it's intended and they'll have to do this forever. It's not the biggest deal. This is still vastly preferable. This is still vastly preferable to having to do it on, you know, clear the whole raid again. I haven't cleared any of these bosses in ages, and I love it. It's great. I made that locket like over a month ago, I think. It's been a while. What's that amazing hunter transmog? That's a good question. Without logging back over onto it, the best thing I can recommend is to look it up by the name. The Armory profile will have it. Her name is it Hasele? I think that might be it. You once said that it's expensive to live in Canada more than the US. Can you explain why so? I'm going to go to live in Canada from Russia, so it's important for me to know. So, it's kind of, some areas are going to be more expensive than others. The places where it will cost you more to live are things like goods. Like to buy, for example, a brick of cheese in Canada used to cost me like a big block of cheese. Not even a big block of cheese, but like, I used to pay like $15 or so for a fairly small to middling block of cheese. Where now, in America, I can pay like $5 and get a pretty huge one for a roughly equivalent quality cheese. Like, groceries and other just personal, like, goods, you know, your toiletries, your consumable goods that you use all the time will cost more. Depending on where you live, housing will cost more. I'm from kind of the Victoria, Vancouver area, and while housing is expensive here in Oregon, it's nowhere close to as expensive as it was in Victoria. Out here, I could, if I had it handy, purchase a house, a small house, for about $300,000, and that would get me a pretty alright house. I mean, it'll be a little old, but a pretty alright house. In Victoria, that will get you a pretty alright nothing. If you're looking at, like, especially like once you get in town, you can spend $1 million and still get a house that's like 80 plus years old with one room. It's ridiculous. It's so expensive to buy housing, and that's not true of everywhere in Canada. Some places will have a higher or lower cost of living, but generally speaking, taxes, price you pay for goods, and the price that you pay for housing is going to be a bit higher. DBM voice pack should be a Patreon reward. I like having it open for everybody. I like having it free. Do you have Invincible yet? I do not. You can believe me when I say that as soon as I have Invincible, I am not ever doing this. Oh no. Oh no. I knew I should have killed those earlier and like avoided the thing. I need to do this again. Did I get him? I know last time when this happened, we'll see if he continues. I think because I haven't died yet, I think I could just leave this. This has happened to me before. That was my fault. I was like trying to talk and play at the same time. I got my WoW leggings on today. This dress is like a little bit too, this dress, I can't quite wear it on its own, but if I threw the leggings on underneath it, we're good. What other allied races would you like to be added if you could pick anything? Dryads and centaurs, and I think Not Goat also be really cool. Rendering pauses when you're doing serious edits, extra large rocks. Yeah, see, that's my secret. I never pause. I just blow through the entire thing. Jump, keep, jump. So one thing, I haven't actually, like, I obviously recorded it all and I tested it to make sure it worked, but I haven't actually raided with it. Does that voice line happen, or did you guys just find it in the files? Because if that actually happens in, like, fights that we do, that's actually kind of embarrassing. Key Company US only? Oh, no. First time watching you live, subscribed to you earlier today. Like the BFA beta content. Thanks, Tyler. I'm a little bit confused by, I feel like I've got some wrenches that are coming and going for people that I don't think are moderators. Does the DBM voice pack replace standard sounds? Do you do the ones where it tells you to get out of the fire or soak a mechanic? So I definitely recorded sounds that tell you how to do all those things. So I could release, is he gonna res me? They're still talking. I'm gonna give it a minute. I definitely recorded those things, and I think they happen. Otherwise, people probably would have complained to me by now. So I'm pretty sure it should replace the get out of the fire ones too. It's possible that you're being delisted for inactivity. Took too long to switch and join, I guess. How do you keep a lockout? I think they expired at the restart. I have a video guide describing exactly how I do this. As far as I know, it only works for ICC. It only drops on Heroic. Invincible will only drop on Heroic 25-man Ice Crown Citadel. Where were you living in Canada? Victoria. I'm going to Prince Edward Island to live. I've never been out east, but I've heard it's lovely. What are health insurance costs like in Oregon? I'm not sure. I am lucky to be insured through my husband's workplace. If that ever wasn't, if like he got a different job that didn't do that, then I would probably have to do it myself, and I don't know how much it would cost, but it would be kind of scary. Posh hobo in Vancouver, house owner in the US, basically. Currently at 9:08. Oh yeah, see, Tyrannus Manifil's resing me. See, I'm fine. That was all planned. We're good. I just waited out the RP down in the secret, very hip lower sanctum of the world. Alright, we're good. Fun fact, if you do die during that fight, but you did enough damage to kill him beforehand, just hang out for like a couple of minutes and the dude will res you. Alright, well, that's a no-go there. What if I promote her to leader? Oh no, I can't. Alright, well, never mind. It's cheaper in Quebec. Has the official highest real prices in North America when you factor in wages. Only San Francisco and New York have higher actual prices, but they have higher wages. That sounds about true. That sounds about true. I only know 1 or 2 people that live in Vancouver, and they have pretty nice jobs, and they live in a pretty small place. It's I don't know how people do it. Very, very expensive. I want the Klaxi, the Walrus people from Wrath, Teskar, and the Fish people from Mop were Jinyu. All really cool races. I feel like if we're doing fish people, though, we gotta do Naga first, you know? Those are the OG fish people. Do you want to be able to play as a Teskar? I like Teskar. I'm not going to be one. I've never seen a female Teskar. I am not a mod. Yeah, I think the wrench is just looking a little bit bizarre today. I'm going to live in Prince Edward Island. Is it expensive there? I don't know. It's something that you should be able to find out online, though. I don't know what the relative prices are. It also depends on what you consider expensive. It's not going to be like New York City expensive. It may be more expensive than where you are now. How do you keep your hair healthy whilst dyeing it a lot? So, from what I found, because the dyes that I've been using, and I'm pretty new, so take my newbie advice with a grain of salt. The dyes that I've been using do not involve a developer. They're just color depositing dyes, so those aren't harmful at all. They're actually very good for conditioning your hair. The thing that damages your hair is lifting the color and using anything with a developer. So bleaching it damages it. So I'm very careful when I bleach. I use the lowest volume developer that I can get away with, which for me was a 20 volume developer. It's fairly gentle. Don't leave it on too long. I didn't bleach my hair platinum before I went to like purple or whatever because I'm going to like a mid-tone color. I didn't need to get it that light. I just bleached it to like a dark blonde, light brown. So bleach as little as you can get away with. And then, bleach as little as you can get away with. Don't re-bleach unless absolutely necessary. And then something else is there's a product that I've been using that I think has been working pretty well that a lot of people talk about called Olaplex. It's a bit expensive, but it says it repairs the bonds in your hair. I don't know if that's true, but it does seem to be helping. Start a group. So, my next time I lighten this, which might... I was going to say I need to do it soon. I would like to do it this weekend, but there's a couple other things that I want to do this weekend, and dyeing my hair is just... It's more exhausting than you would think. It takes me, like, all day, and I'm so tired at the end of it. I don't know why it takes so much out of me. It's not... I mean, it takes some time, but... Oh, man. Okay, so that's that. We've done it on the Rogue. We're doing it on the Monk now. It might take me just the entire stream just to do my mount runs. Female Tuskar should not have tusks, but then they would just be female R. Why are you guys here? Test? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the mod wrench. Would you kindly do a video of your OBS setup and settings at some point? That'd be super useful to me. I have that. I have that to my OBS guide. Just beat Feral while watching you. Grats, Jared. I've always wanted dryads. I just think they can be their own mount. Yeah, there's definitely some very real issues with a four-legged race. I can totally see why it hasn't happened yet, but I just think it would look really cool. Your jump voice line was used in Court of Stars. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a good place to jump. You know, if it encouraged you to jump, then I guess we're doing good. Good tip for people who live in areas with high wages, do your shopping online. Other than that, I don't know what the difference is between male and female walruses. Oh, I see. Have you ever visited Germany? I have never left North America. And I've only ever left the west coast of North America once. For the most part, I've been entirely on the west coast. Do I have lead yet? Raid? No, not yet. You mentioned toys. Did you get your 400? I have gotten some. Nowhere near 400 yet, though. I started at like 275, 278. I've gotten a couple this week. I got some of the Warlords ones, and I'm working my way through the Pandaria ones now. Are all of your tunes ally? I have a couple of horror tunes. I don't play them very much. I read up an Olaplex. I saw it was only in salons. Where did you buy yours? So the one that I was able to buy was the number 3 solution, like the leave-in conditioner. And you can buy that from the Olaplex website, and you can also buy it on Sephora. The Sephora website. I don't know if it's in Sephora stores. I don't go in Sephora stores. They terrify me, but I order from them online occasionally. The way I use it too is because it's so expensive, I use just like a little bit in dry hair, and then I wrap it up in one of like the processing caps, like in plastic basically. You could also tie a plastic shopping bag over your head and look super cool. And leave that on for as long as you can deal with it, like a couple of hours. Usually I'll put it on and I'll leave it on for like over an hour while I'm working on or doing something else, and then you wash your hair. Okay, so are we? Yeah, we're good now. Raid normal? Your bot is going nuts, I think. Yeah, maybe it is time for me to move on. Maybe it is time for me to move on. Because somebody else did say that they found out that the bot was not being updated anymore, so maybe it's the bot. I don't think the bot would be modding people, though. That would be bizarre. She has Horde Druids for Arena, some expansions back. Hey, for current expansion, I have a current expansion Horde Druid that was used for Arena in Legion. It just so happens that I haven't done a whole lot of Arena in Legion. I always kind of thought I would get around to it, but I guess I always kind of thought that unless I really made an effort to, I probably wouldn't. Night, you beautiful people. Speak soon. I'm so late. What's up, Adam? Do you think they'll make Sylvanas into Garrosh 2.0? It kind of looks that way. It kind of looks like that's where they're heading, but I hope that they're not just going to do the same story twice, because, you know, that sucks. I don't think they're gonna. Ordered stuff. Wholesale relayers aimed at salons that sold to private customers. Okay. Hazel, how do you get used to TSM? I watched your startup guide. It helped a lot, but I have no idea what I was doing as I set it up. Start really simple. You can start with just one group that you use to sell stuff. Like, I sell most of my stuff out of my BOE gear group, which is basically used to sell anything that's like, you know, a piece of gear or anything else that is just that I'm not too fussed about the price as long as I'm not losing gold over vendoring it. And it's a thing that that's not stackable. It's just like a thing. I add all of those things to like a mega group. So using those early on, just like, it's less things to have to set up. And that kind of gets you in the habit of adding things to group and posting things. Later on down the road, you can refine things more. You can refine things more and get more specific as you want to. But just start out with big groups. You don't need to use a whole bunch of them. Sephora stores terrify you. Too many choices. They're rather fun to visit. Yeah, there's a lot of choices. Everything's really expensive. And I mean, everything's expensive online, but for whatever reason, it bothers me less. And then, I don't know, like, a very friendly associate's gonna ask me if I need any help, and I don't know. I probably need help. I probably need help, but I don't want to inflict on her the task of trying to help me. Because I don't know what I want. I'm awful when I'm trying to shop for makeup. I'm German, you really helped me improve in my English skills. I've heard that a couple of times, and I'm very glad that I'm able to help, but I really hope that I'm not giving anybody bad English habits. There's probably some things that I say that aren't correct, but are just the way that I speak. I can't think of anything specifically, but I really hope that I'm not giving anybody, like, bad Hazelisms. I don't see the bot doing anything. Will I be a mod, a sponsor, both, or nothing when I say things this time? Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know if it's the bot or just YouTube, but it looks like both the mod and the sponsor icons are kind of being handed out and revoked at will. If it's any consolation, as a licensed hairstylist, your knowledge of coloring hair is pretty accurate. As long as you're not over-lightening over previously lightened hair, you'll maintain the integrity. That's my hope. That's my hope. Whenever I'm trying to learn something, I always try and learn, like, the most dangerous thing. Like, what's the worst thing I can do? And then learn how to not do that. And then most other things you have a little more flexibility with. It's the same thing with when I'm learning about aquariums. I made sure to learn as much as I could specifically about the nitrogen cycle, because that is the thing that's going to kill a lot of fish. And it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably never going to get there, and you're probably just it's just going to be a bad time. But once you've figured it out and you've learned how to do it and you're set up, that's basically your foundation, and you're probably not going to make any more really stupid mistakes after that. Just figure out what's the worst thing that can happen, and then don't worry so much. The add-on that you just put up with the group. The add-on that you just put up with the group. I don't know what you mean. How can you use TSM for selling battle pets? My TSM never lets me when I add battle pets to the list. TSM is a little bit odd for that. In the past, I know it didn't handle pets, or at least pets. Honestly, I've always had it. It won't let me because I'm in combat, but I just have a battle pets group with some rules, and I just post them there. It just works for me. I don't have anything more helpful for that. But if you're not selling all that many of them, honestly, I also, in addition to TSM, use Auctionator. And then if I just have like one or two of a thing and I don't want to worry about, like, it's not playing well with a group or something, I'll just post it with Auctionator. It's very fast. This guy has so much RP that you can do a whole TSM tutorial before the fight starts. Hazel, I streamed last week. I was so nervous. Did you have fun? You wind up with brands that you may not have tried otherwise. Bad Hazelisms. Need help with Raid of Battlegrounds? Do you ever get kind of bored of WoW and taking a break until BFA is released? It's a great time to take a break. I know many people that are bored of WoW and taking a break. Pretty much everybody that I know. I don't really get bored of WoW. But I also don't really, I feel like the amount that I'm playing it will scale up or scale down based on how interested I am in it, but I'm always playing it to some extent. I'm always playing for videos and for streams and whatnot, and I usually log on to do at least, like, flip my missions and do an emissary or two. But, like, if there's something I'm really excited about, I'm going to be playing a lot more, and if I'm less excited about it, then maybe once I'm done, like, my daily stuff, I'll turn it off and I'll go do whatever it is that I'm more excited about, which lately has been to sit in front of my snail tank and watch my snails. They're so much fun to watch. They're like little parkour dudes. They have, they've got a couple of plants that go all the way up with, like, leaves that are kind of flopping down. They look really, like, the plants look awful in that tank. They're way too big for it, but it's the snails are having a blast, just, like, parkouring around. They'll snail up, and then they'll jump off. Mystery snails do that. They'll jump off surfaces, and then, like, parasail down to the bottom, and they'll just do that continuously for, like, hours. I think they're just having fun. It's pretty cool to watch. Okay, leave here. If I ever get caught up, and I always say this is one of my favorite things to say, if I ever get caught up with WoW videos, here's other things that I would like to do, and I never get caught up. Spoiler, I'm never going to be caught up, but in a world where I was caught up, it would be really cool to post a couple of things, not to my main channel, because I don't want to annoy people that are there for WoW content with other stuff, but I do have a second channel that I haven't posted to in years, that I could have just for places to put that other stuff. I would really love to have some footage of, like, my aquarium pets. Just because right now, when I'm in this phase where I'm really excited about potentially getting some fish, I'm kind of like, I haven't got the fish yet, and I'm not going to be able to for a while, so I vicariously look at footage of those fish, and I love it when people have these great aquariums and they've taken really high-quality video of them. I would love to drop some videos like that are basically just footage of my fish, you know, with some weird mismatched tunes behind them. But those would be fun to do on a different channel. But again, it's one of those things, it's like, if I'm gonna be filming a video and editing it anyways, I best be making some WoW videos, because I am behind. I've been behind for years. Start a group. Kind of a bummer that I have to log back over for this today, but maybe today's just like, everything's kind of broken today. Doesn't TSM take a ton of memory? Do you turn it off for raids? I don't know how much memory takes off. I do not turn off for raids, but I do have a fairly capable PC that's never really had problems with WoW. So I may not be the best to judge. Okay, so that was just the monks. We're doing it with the Death Knight, and then that is this next one is going to be the last character. How many attempts do you have for Invincible? Somewhere between 40 and 50. You keep doing normal. It's triggering. Swap to Heroic. You won't get the mount on normal. I have to enter the raid as normal. I'm doing my best to remember to change the difficulty to Heroic. Entirely possible that I've forgotten a couple times, though. I'm not going to lie. Pre-made, custom, find. Which day is better, Wednesday or Thursday? What do you mean, just like in the week? Thursdays. Okay. There we go. Hazel, what TV are you watching? What TV am I watching? The one in my living room. Oh, like what's on? Oh, I watch Overwatch League a lot. Like if I don't have a whole lot of time lately to just like sit down and watch TV. If Overwatch League is on, then I'll put that on. If Overwatch League is not on, I've been watching YouTube. I've been watching YouTube videos. I watch Overwatch YouTube videos, and I watch less of those now. Lately, I've just been watching a ton of aquarium and like fish-related YouTube videos. That's what I'll do if I'm like gonna sit down watching TV. As far as shows, we're not really watching anything right now. We finished, there's a Netflix series, and I'm not gonna say the full name of it because it's explicit, but it's like The End of the World. It's on Netflix. It's an explicit series. I don't recommend watching it if you're not prepared to hear some real bad words. But, that was alright. That was an alright show. What time on those days? Alright, you guys aren't talking to me anymore. Do you have plans of making a video for Fleta? I bet Fleta the better. Remember hearing something about it in a VoD. I did originally. I think I've chickened out. I don't think I can do it. I'm too shy. I'm too starstruck. I'm too big of a fan. I can't do it. Also, my Korean is terrible. And even if I string together enough Korean words to make that video, I am petrified of attempting to speak Korean in front of anybody because I know I'm just going to have the world's worst, most embarrassing accent and I'm just going to cry. I can't even. Oh, man. If you got caught up, you'd have all that pressure of trying to figure out new things. As it is, you have a solid to-do list, you're in a good place. I suppose so. I have never been at a point where I wake up and I go, I don't have any videos to make. That's never happened to me. Alright, raid difficulty, normal, 25. We're gonna zone in, we're gonna turn it up. I've always had a list. I would like the list to be a little shorter. I would like to have to do brainstorming a little more often. So accept, bump it up, and then accept. Keep clearing on normal, you need to swap to Huruk, yeah. I know. Sometimes I forget. And I know that's pretty bad. Ants Canada. Ants Canada. Is it about ants? Hazelnutty makeup tutorial? I don't know if I could really say that I've actually figured out my makeup. I'm still trying things. I feel like ever since I got this new camera, I need to find an under-eye concealer that can keep up with the clarity of my new camera. It doesn't look so bad right now because the light's like right behind it and it's also a shrunken down version, but like I need to find an under-eye concealer that can keep up with it because most of the time I get a pretty good sleep and I do a fair bit of skincare to try and take good care of my skin, but sometimes it still looks like I've just been punched in the face. Okay. If you get another cat, you could have a channel called A Snail of Two Kitties. There's a similar lockout trick from Mimeron. I don't think so, but I don't know. I haven't started farming Old War yet. Hazel, you're killing people. What am I doing? What am I doing? Not exactly fish. I really like his channel. Okay. Big aquariums give me flashbacks to my dentist waiting room as a kid. Not good. My dentist, they tried to have an aquarium, and I was very excited because when I'm in the waiting room, I love watching the fish, but it didn't stick around. Apparently the fish, like, they tried to do a saltwater thing. They had a dude that was like a patient or something that wanted to set up and help them maintain it, but he did it wrong, I guess, and the fish died, and apparently it was quite upsetting, so they don't want to do fish anymore. If you could only choose one to watch, Netflix or YouTube? Ew. I go back and forth. Oh, that's hard. I think it's very tight. I think I would pick Netflix because if I have to cut out, like if I can only pick one, Netflix has K-dramas. YouTube, not so much. But on an average day, I'll watch more YouTube than Netflix because YouTube has shorter form content. If I have just like 5 or 10 or 15 minutes and not necessarily more time from that, it's easier for me to find something on YouTube. And also YouTube is where I learn how to do everything. YouTube has taught me most things that I know. But yeah, it's really hard. I watched a great documentary, Making Fun, the Story of Funko. If you haven't watched it yet, you should. That does sound interesting. Have you watched Rick and Morty? I have, yes. I don't know if I've seen the new stuff. I tried to watch the new season, but I like wasn't fast enough to catch it on the cable website streaming thing that I was watching it on, so I haven't seen the new season. I need to find a place to watch it, but I got a big kick out of Rick and Morty. I've been trying to farm Invincible since you got really lucky the other day. You got the sea turtle, which I wasn't expecting because it was what you'd planned to take me until BFA. That's always a fun feeling, though, like when you sort of plan out an amount of time to farm something, and then you get it earlier, and you're like, well, what do I do now? I get that feeling every time a new toy drops for me on my toy farming character, and then I have to figure out where I'm going. where to go next. Speaking of which, after this run, I'm gonna log back over and try it again. 42 Wallaby Way. I want to watch Finding Nemo again. I feel like watching the shrimp dude is going to get me additionally excited about having shrimp. Although I can't get too excited because, again, if I get really attached and for whatever reason they don't work out, then I'll be sad. That was a weird show. I learned pronunciation almost only by streamers. I know there's a couple of famous people that have learned large amounts of another language like that, you know, from the internet or from TV or whatever, and they speak very naturally, so it must be a decent place to do it. I mean, anecdotally. You would think. Maybe. How do I keep getting my scroll stuck? I keep thinking that there's no new chat, and then I scroll and there's a bunch of new chat. Have you seen the Warcraft-themed Family Guy episode? That is the only Family Guy episode that I've ever seen. It's the only one. Actually, no, it wasn't Family Guy. It was South Park. Sorry. I've seen the South Park one. I've not seen any Family Guy. What do you think of Lady Grey tea, and what do you think of mixing teas? Tea blends can be very good. I don't really do it myself, though. If there's like a really good one that's been recommended, I'll try it. But I don't do it myself. Where is your Kleekai? He's on the couch. He's asleep. He gets very upset when I try and make him do stuff, so I try and leave him alone for the most part. Sour Fang or Sour Fang? I don't know. We're gonna razor, so that's cool. No Invincible, though. Sourfang or Sourfang? I think I say Sourfang. Even though you'd think Sourfang would make more sense. Sourfang. I never really thought about it. Save lockouts do work for Ulduar. His name is Joker. His name is Joker. That's true. Hazel's inspired me to get a green moss ball. Nice, nice. Is that the only thing you're gonna get? You're just gonna have a green moss ball in like a fishbowl? Because that is cute. That is a perfectly valid thing to do. The mount, this run is yours. Oh, I wish. Can you spell out the hair dye? I'm planning on dyeing it again. Arctic Fox. ARCTICFOX. I will say, it very conditioning. Very vivid colors. Doesn't drip too much. Fades. Fades real good. Fades aggressively. You can like go back and page through my Instagram and you'll see how quickly and to what extent it fades. I think there's probably other hair dye companies that will make it fade less good. I don't really mind the fading, I think, because that means that by the time I'm ready to bleach my roots and redo it, the original color is faded light enough that I'm not re-bleaching the rest of my hair. You don't want to continue re-bleaching your hair. Joker is your dog. YouTube has way more content. YouTube does have more content, but you know, not even all the time, but a couple times a year, I just really need a really cheesy K-drama. Are the current pet charms leaving in BFA? So there's going to be 2 new types of pet charms. I thought I read somewhere that they're not converting. They're not, I thought I read that they weren't converting pet charms into shiny pet charms, but I couldn't find where I had read that. I could not find it. So I don't know if that's true or if I dreamed it. Gotta keep farming those toys for the robot doggo? Yeah, so let's log over real quick to the Earthen Ring character and try at least the rare that I'm in front of. There are other rares in that zone that I could go kill for chances at toys. Maybe I'll pull it up. I finally bookmarked. Wowhead has this really great zone-by-zone toy guide that I strongly recommend. Super, super handy for figuring out where all the toys are in a given zone. So, Pandaria, Kunlai. I'm probably not gonna try and fly. We'll check this and then we'll do a little bit of time walking. I think I forgot to do my single time walking last time walking. Sourfang is how I thought it was pronounced, but it seems to be all over the place. One of those things that just kind of everybody's gonna do it a little bit differently. It's kind of like in Overwatch. Nobody seems to be able to agree on how to pronounce Brigitte or Brigitte or Brigitta or Brigetti. Nobody seems to really agree. Just a green moss ball and a water filter so I can listen to it at night. That sounds really chill. Solo, the story of red beer cups. What if it's like a gateway thing though? What if you end up being like, man, what could I keep with my moss ball? And then you like realize that you're going to need more stuff to keep the thing. And you're like, okay, well, what if I just keep this and then this and then this? Because that was kind of like, I was just like, I'm just going to get a fish. I had betta fish as a teenager. I'll get one again. And then I looked into what it needed and I'm like, okay, I'll get it set up with all that stuff. And then I got all that stuff and I'm like, wow, I know the things that I need to know to set up a basic aquarium for this thing or for this thing. You forgot to turn the raid to normal. Yeah. And now I have a betta tank and a snail tank that's going to probably get shrimp. And I also want a 20 long community freshwater tropical tank with like some cories and a gourami and a Bolivian ram and some tetras. And I also kind of one day, not anytime soon, but one day I could totally see myself with like a second betta tank. And maybe a pea puffer tank, you know? If I had a bigger desk, like I already have a pretty big desk, but I have so much stuff on my desk. I've got like 3 monitors around here. Like you've got your keyboard and your this and your that. Like I don't have any extra desk space for an aquarium. But if I had like a huge L-shaped desk in like a different room one day, and I could afford to have like a 5-gallon, like a portrait style aquarium on my desk, I could totally see like a pea puffer aquarium. I think that would be really cool. How long have you been farming the ICC pony for? Not very long. We're at like 45 attempts or so. It's not, I'm not really that deep into it yet. Okay, I'm gonna go get on a character. I'm gonna check my priest to see which one has more, this is just hair elastics, by the way, I'm just fiddling. Which priest has more time warped badges, and whichever one that is, I'm going to do some time walking on. It's in the original announcement that there will be no conversion. Okay, there's a blue who said so. Hi Hazel, can I have a shout out to Calfresh, what's up? Do you have to bleach your hair with that dye or can you use it like a demi-permanent? You don't have to bleach your hair, but if you have dark hair and you put it on over it, It's still going to tint your hair, but you're not going to see it as clearly as if you had bleached it. But yeah, you can use it as semi-permanent, sure. The main thing I'm looking forward to in BFA that I can do straight away is the transmog run fixes, so I can finally stop running old dungeons and only get gold. Wow. If I, like, you know, follow your heart, but in that situation, I'm kind of looking at it like I will farm dungeons again for transmog after the fix. I'm just waiting. There's enough other stuff for me to do in WoW that I'm just waiting. I'm definitely ready for that, though. I now have 25 subs. I feel proud. Congrats, late night. What are these nuts for? I've watched your videos for a while, but this is my first time watching your stream. Very little, and they may come to an end, depending on whether or not it's Nuttybot causing these problems, and whether or not Nuttybot is going to continue to get updated. I may need to find a different chatbot, and the new chatbot may or may not do nuts, so I wouldn't worry about them too much. Looks like I joined late. How long will we be around for? About 20 more minutes. We're going to do some time walking. But we usually go until right about 5. 2-hour stream on Fridays. I know I don't stream very long as compared to what other streamers, and I think back, like, on Twitch I used to do longer streams. I know I did a couple that were like 3, 4, maybe 1 6-hour stream, but these days, I find them, like, almost, maybe it's just because I'm talking so much. Nothing very consequential, but I think because I talk so much, I start to lose my voice a little bit. What am I looking for? Currency. Time warped badges. Time warped badges. 1,085. How many am I saving up for the puppy crate? I don't remember. But I think that is more than my VoD class. I should check. Always do with more than one character. You can have work towards a different goal. The puppy crate's kind of the only... I know there's more toys, and I guess because I'm farming toys, I should probably do it on the multiples. It's just... It's such a struggle for me to make myself do time walking once. How are you doing today? I'm doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. Just wanted to say thanks for your ICC lockout guide. I got super lucky and got Invincible last week. Grats. Oh, I'm so jealous. Made it. Welcome. Nuttybot has become self-aware. No, my nuts. My nuts. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything definitive. I just need to look into the bot situation because right now there's something weird going on. There's a lot of other stuff to do, but transmog is life. It's true. Most of my transmog farming, like, I did a little bit of farming 3 Menar's Wardrobe Helper trying to 100% different dungeons, and I had a lot of fun with that. I ran Wailing Caverns so many times trying to get, like, this bracer that I was never going to mog, just because I wanted that 100%. But I moved into trying to set farm. I moved into farming presets, and I did pretty well with that. I have 41 of the 51 presets. So most of the old raid sets... I haven't 100% of the Warlords ones or the Mop ones, but everything before that, I think... What am I missing? I'm not... Raid Finder's another thing that needs Legacy Loot Mode to happen. Why am I looking so far over there? Look more over here. There we go. Yeah, I have a good amount of presets. But those are, you know, from raids. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm checking my Time Warp Badges supply. Currency. Time Warp Badges. Do I have any? Have I done any time walking? I don't see any. I guess I'm doing this on my other priest. Let's log back over then. Ooh, I like that your stream is 2 hours. It feels like a good length to me. Oh, man. Do you not use Altaholic? That would show you the badges and all characters. I don't use Altaholic, and I probably should. It probably has a lot of features that would be very valuable to me. Hey, Hazel. Evening, Hazel. I'm getting good at catching streams now. Can I ask where you got your Hearthstone cushion from? It looks greener and I want one. So, it's from the Blizzard Gear store, same as everybody else's, I think. I do realize it does look kind of green in that video, in the vlog that I put out. I'm going through kind of a personal color correcting journey of trying to make my video footage look normal, but also distinct. Not weird distinct, but just like, I don't know. I'm trying to find my look, and I had it nailed down with my other camera, and now this new camera, I'm just like on a journey. So, I got it from the Blizzard Gear store. As far as I know, they do not sell them anymore. It's one of those things that I haven't... See, yeah, look how green that looks. Excuse me. It must be something to do with the camera... The colors pass through a lot of different things before they get to you, so... Something's made. It definitely looks blue. It is bright blue in person. Why does it look so green on here? It's blue here. I don't know what's real anymore. You're at 40 out of 50? Nice. Depends on what you're going for and what the content is. Play to your audience. Went to Archivon for the first time and I got the mammoth. You inspired me to try to go for it. Congrats. And now you don't have to go back. Pre-spec is your favorite is 100% going to be Shadow, of course. Alright, so I'm going to make a group. I'm probably going to DPS. I don't know how much DPS I'm going to do. I guess I could heal too, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to make a group. First come, first serve. There's a fair amount of you and there's only 4 spots in the group, so good luck. And I'm only going to do 1, I think, so I'm just going to start it in custom. Name is going to be called Hi, I'm Hazel. I'm looking for the first 4 people, 1 tank, and then either 3 DPS or 2 DPS and a healer. I will heal or DPS. And like I said, first come, first serve, item level doesn't matter. And we're going to do 1 time walking. This is for time walking. I'm queuing in time walking. Currency mod to track them. How big is the update? What update? What's going on? Okay. So DPS 1, and a tank, and a 2nd DPS, or that could heal. If 2-paw heals, and then Dianora tanks, then we're good. There we go. So we have 5. So, hello. And everybody looks like we're all set up. So let's go dungeon, time walking, and I'm going to try to do some amount of damage. But I don't have time walking set up or anything like that. I know some people can do a lot of damage with, like, you know, mop cloaks and stuff, but I don't have a whole lot. I kind of just do my best. This will have to do. Shipping on Blizz Store since I'm at UK, awful, horrendous. International shipping from the Blizzard store is terrible. It's you have to pay not only the international shipping, which is quite expensive, but you get hit with a 2nd import fee that they bill you later. Not fun. Even to Canada, which was not across the pond, it was bad, and I imagine it's much worse once you ship to the UK. They really need to set up a warehouse over there. I like your videos. Colors is good. Aw, thanks. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Working on it. It used to be so much easier with the Canon camera. I know that, like, this camera's a lot easier to record with because I can record directly through OBS, so I can go directly through my PC. And I think it is sharper, but I haven't been as in love with it just because the sharpness is just making me see, like, that my foundation's not as good as I thought it was. and the colors are just not quite the same. Have you seen Infinity War yet? No, and I'm probably not going to. I'm not that invested there. Which camera is that? So the camera I'm currently using is a Sony RX100 Mark V. It is a fairly high-end point-and-shoot camera, and I have it set up through the Elgato Cam Link to be basically a webcam with OBS. Previous to that, I was using a Canon Rebel T6i with the kit lens, and that was quite good. This one I find, it's a little bit sharper. It does 1080-60, whereas the other one only did 1080-30. This one is much more convenient to record to because it is compatible with a Cam Link. I have a whole video going over all the stuff, but it's it handles, because it, like, Sony Canon cameras just handle colors in a specific way, and I've had a very hard time getting them to look quite the way I want to. And there's lots and lots of tools I use to tweak that. I'm digging into all of the juicy stuff in Premiere to mess with the color, and I think I'm getting closer, or maybe I'm just getting used to it, but it's not quite the same. This is a time when legends are born. How many Mage Tower challenges have you done? I'm trying to get mine done before BFA drops. I've done 3. Holy Priest, Shadow Priest, Resto Druid, and I think I'm done. I think I'm okay with letting the other ones just pass me by. There's other Mog in the world that's not going to stress me out that much. My cat just started trying to maul your fish and it scared the snot out of me. When I first read that, I read that as your cat just started to maul your fish, and I got really afraid for a second. And then I realized what you were actually trying to type, which at least is safer for my fish. And your cat, I suppose. I think my fish might, you know, he's not going to win, but he's going to put up a fight. He's a tough guy. Oh, man. I was worried when I first got the fish that the cat was going to be trying to, like, get in the aquarium. She barely even looks at it. She barely even notices that it's a thing. The dog certainly doesn't even know. Thrilled to make a spot for the time walking. Next Twitter controversy, is the pillow green or blue? Yeah. Sometimes I feel a little bit bad about the way I treat this pillow, just because I know it's, you know, you can't get them anymore, and I love it, and it's a very important piece of a backdrop, but I'm, like, if I really like something and it's usable, I'm not the kind of person that can just put it on a shelf and never use it. I keep that pillow on my couch, and if I'm, like, flopping down on the couch to watch the fish tank, or to, do something on my tablet, I am 100%, like, snuggling with, or sitting on, or lying on this pillow. So it's gotten a little bit lumpy, because it's gotten some love. Try Heart of the Void for trash? Oh, true. Do I have it with me? Do I have my, I have a Heart of the Void set somewhere. The question is whether it's around. I'll try and put it on after this. Because, yeah, that would be better. I'm also going to pop my trusty Vampiric Embrace. See if I can... These are my sets. I don't know what those bottom two are. I don't really do enough holy. I must have set the... I think I set those up for the Mage Tower, actually. Alright, so there, that, equip. Okay, so the set will equip. I do have it on me, that's good. The bad thing is that I look like this now. There we go. Yeah, that'll probably do more damage. Where's my, details? Details. There we go. I am not winning. Let's do the time walk again. Just a jump to the left. You said you never left NA, but do you ever want to go anywhere outside of NA? And if where, and where if you do? I would like to travel a bit because I've been very sheltered, and I think it would be very cool and good for me to see how other people live in places where people live differently. But it's hard to pick specific areas. It's a really big world. And traveling isn't something that I'm like dying to go do because I don't travel very well. I'm a very nervous traveler. I very much enjoy being at home. I kind of like building my life in a way where it's kind of important for me to be at home. I have pets and fish and a dog and a cat that all need looking after. And traveling is not my favorite thing to do. I'll do it. I'm not afraid of flying or anything like that, but I don't do very well away from home. I always get sick somehow. I never, like, the food never agrees with me just because I'm used to eating what I normally eat. I'll try lots of things, but it's not something I want to do all the whole time. I watch you in 4K. Stop beating yourself up. I can't wait until I can provide video in 4K. That's like, I want that more than I should. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm gonna be so excited when I can provide 4K content. I want a 4K monitor. They're awesome. I have two. I have two. I have one here and one here. They're both 27-inch 4Ks, and they're amazing. I told myself I was doing it for... Well, I was doing it so when I start doing 4K video, I have, reference, but... For now, I just play WoW in 4K because my computer can't quite encode in 4K. It can render in 4K, can't encode. When is the world remodel? We don't know yet. And I know you know that. I know you know that. But hopefully soon. I got Ashes of Alarn on Wednesday, got the Swift White Hawk Strider. Nice, there's a good week. What's the point of time walking dungeons? There are rewards that you can get for doing them on vendors, and the rewards are different for each time walking, but the currency is the same between all of them. So you basically, you pick up the badges, and you figure out what you want. There's mounts, there's a couple of different mounts that you can get. There's a bunch of toys. Save up, go for it. I like how Hazel's just hanging out with her pillow. I love having the pillow right here, actually, just because I like tucking myself up right against my desk. And the edges of my desk will sometimes, like, I'll stand up and I'll notice that I have, like, big desk imprints on my body. So this is just kind of like a nice squishy desk buffer. That helmet is terrifying. Yeah, okay, so the helmet is basically just the untransmogged version of the Soul Hunter's Cowl, which is the helmet that I'm wearing. I got it from Raid, probably. Oh, man. Skip 4K, go straight to 8K. Man, I'm trying to imagine, like a computer, like the cost of a computer that can record and simultaneously render 8K gameplay footage. Like, 4K is already overkill for WoW. WoW looks great in 4K. UI elements in particular are very sharp. But there's a limit to how good things are going to look because the textures themselves are only so high resolution. Things will be very sharp. And it does scale up somewhat. It is going to look better than not 4K, but it's not as drastic as you might think. 8K would just be so ridiculous. It is a thing, yes. 8K is a thing. It's not a thing that I think anybody needs. I already have, like when we moved from non-HD to, like, 1080, when that became a thing, like, from non-HD monitors to HD monitors, there was, like, a huge, big, and obvious difference between non-HD and HD content. Now, like, especially, like, even on TV, like, I have a 4K TV. It wasn't very expensive. It's not, like, a great 4K TV, but it's a 4K TV. They're pretty affordable now. And I was really excited when I set it up to watch content in 4K, and we spent, like, 2 hours, like, queuing up all sorts of different things that we could find on YouTube or Netflix, And they were 4K, but it's much harder to tell. You can tell, but it's not that big of a deal. I think the jump from 4K to 8K is just going to be just for bragging rights, really. Weekly quest gives you really good gear for doing 5 of them. Oh, that's true. Hazel, do you have the Infinite Time River? If not, will you go for it? I don't have the Infinite Time River, and I'm going for it to the extent that if it happens to drop for me while I'm doing my, like, once a time walking dungeon for the sake of a couple of badges to spend on toys and whatnot, then that's great. But actually grinding time walking dungeons for it sounds like more effort than I'm willing to put forth for a mount that I'm only lukewarm on. Favorite pet and mount from the BattleNet shop? Ooh, that's a good question. I think that my favorite... I'd have to look at them. That's not the button they use to look at them. This button. Twilight, maybe? I don't know. Argy's up there. Definitely one of the page 1 ones. Am I putting dots in them? Yes, I am. Okay. So, probably Twilight. But all like, this whole page is like really good stuff. I love all of them. But I think Twilight, and then for mounts, that's a really tough one. I always really liked these two, specifically the Fey Dragon, but the Sky Reaver was also really cool. But then there's the dog. I can tell you my least favorite ones. This one's only okay. The wind speed's just like a weird goat. The Heart of the Aspects makes me a little bit ill with its animations, and the Celestial Steed looks kind of goofy, and I only have it because I had all the other ones. If you want to travel, go to the Mediterranean. You'll get to experience many different cultures. Once in each tune to get the badges, yeah. That's definitely good advice. No friends to play WoW with. Write a book about cults. Fluffy dog mount. I want character transfer on the beta. I can't play beta without my transmog. Man, I can't play... I mean, I can, but I want to play beta with all of my battle pets. That will be cool. It's not... I can't complain about it until I finish leveling to 120, though. I'm like 112 and a half. It's so sad. I need to... I keep saying I'm going to do it on a weekend, and then I keep doing all sorts of other stuff on weekends. Like, I want to do it this weekend, but this weekend I also need to go to the P.O. box. I want to go drop by the fish store to pick up the snail and the shrimp, if I decide to get those. And also, I need a new floating plant for Fletus Tank, because the frog bit was melting. I had to take it out. So I need a more water-resistant, a top-down water-resistant floating plant. So we gotta do the fish store, we gotta do the post office. If I'm gonna dye my hair, that's like 8 hours. I can do some stuff in between. I guess I could level in between that, maybe. The hair thing's really exhausting. I need to make a video. I need to put out a video on Monday, and I need to make it sometime between now and Monday. And I don't typically do a whole lot on Fridays after stream. I guess I should. But tonight at 6, I have, like in an hour, I have to watch. I don't have to, but I'm going to watch the Soul Dynasty game. They're fighting New York. The odds aren't good. We have a really rough week. We're fighting New York, and then we're fighting London. It's going to be kind of gnarly, but whatever. I don't care. I just want to see the boys play. Oh, man. So, and I keep thinking, like, man, I can just play all weekend and grind out to 120, but then I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. The video in particular is going to take me a while. I know which one I'm doing. I think I can get it done, but it's going to take me like a whole day. Any particular battle pets you think will be extremely useful in BFA, other than the ones currently recommended? I can't tell until I've tried the fights. Can't tell. And I haven't tried the fights yet. I'm not even 100% sure that they're up. Like, I thought they were up. I thought I heard that they were adding the pet tamers on beta. And I guess they were out, but I haven't seen, like, I've looked at like, Warcraft pets, and I figured if they had them on beta, then Warcraft pets would have checked them out yet already, and I didn't see it there. Or at least if it wasn't on the front page. So, I don't know. I'll take a look at 120, but until I've seen the fights, I don't know. Is your husband a streamer too? No. No, he's not. He also doesn't really play WoW. What do you think about the rep grind for the allied races? I think it's fine, as long as it's not forever. I think it's fine as, like, an early access privilege for playing it right away. When that rep is current, but if BFA turns around and they're still requiring a new player to go back and do Argus, like, all of the effort to unlock and quest through Argus and then grind rep, that's ridiculous. Anything in particular you really like from the Warcraft role, really want in the game, didn't make it into the game? Really like from Warcraft role that you really wanted the game, didn't make it in, not the way that you wanted it to. I don't know if I understand the question. I didn't really play the Warcraft, I didn't play the Warcraft RTS games. I have, like, installed one at least once, but I've played very little of them. Busy Hazel is busy. Holy cow. It sounds busier than it actually turns out to be because I end up giving up on half of it. I do some stuff and then I'm also way too easy on myself on the weekend. Like on Saturday afternoons, I always get kind of sleepy and then I always take a nap. And I love my Saturday afternoon nap. They're glorious. Like it's warm, it's kind of sunny. I put in some earplugs, like a face mask on so that I'm not disturbed by the noises of the world. And like, you've got like, you get in bed, you get like your cat snuggled up, you read a book for a little bit, and then you just like, oh, it's great. But it takes up like a Saturday afternoon. I have a really hard time not letting myself Saturday afternoon nap. Lore. Hang on, let me read the question again. Oh, anything that I like from Warcraft lore that I want in game that didn't make it in. Nah. I don't keep up. I'm not up to date enough with what's going on with Warcraft lore that's not in game. I read a couple of the novels, but outside of that, I'm kind of out of the loop. And I'm more about the atmosphere of WoW than anything else. Where's the time walking vendor? There are different ones for each version of time walking. The one for Wrath time walking is in Old Dalaran in the center. The one for BC time walking is in Shattrath on the upper level, but like in the center building on the upper level. The one for Mop is on the Timeless Isle. And that's all the time walking we have, right? We only have the 3? Or is there another one now? We have Warlord's time walking yet? Oh no, Cataclysm time walking. Where's the Cat time walking vendor? I actually don't know. I forget. Laurel or Yanny? I did watch the clip. It sounded like Laurel to me, but it's not a... There's very little to it aside from what your ear decides it wants to hear. Being easy on yourself is what weekends are for. Yeah, it's still great when I can put stuff out on Monday though. Is one of the things that I always tell myself is that if I get caught up in my schedule and I can stick to my schedule will allow for weekends off. It's just I have to have videos ready first, which I could do if I was sticking to my schedule. I just don't get quite enough done in a day. You're starting to give up hope that Blizzard will give Worgen a remodel. I'm confident that they will. I just don't know if it will be in BFA. If it's going to be in BFA, it's going to be in a later patch. And if it's not going to be in BFA, then I think it's likely that it would be in the following expansion. I don't think they would make you wait 2. But it's hard to say. Main city, Orga, Stormwind? Okay. Well, that's easy. Stormwind near the catapults. Okay. For a second, I was really excited that I might get the mount, and then I realized that guy is not the boss. If I was really trying to be optimal here, I would be switching back and forth between my sets. And honestly, it wouldn't be that hard. I have hotkeys on my bar. Not hotkeys. I have buttons over here. They're not keybound. But they're, I have buttons over here that I could press to switch. That's what I used to do in Mythic Plus, is I would use those buttons to switch between my trash set and my boss set. And that was great. But I'm certainly not keeping on top of it now. I liked beta Worgen better than live Worgen. I don't know if I would go that far, personally. Beta female Worgen were something. They were pretty scary. Female Worgen now, still not perfect, but beta female Worgen were quite something. Bigger fish to fry is done. It was expensive. Congrats, Kinsey. Yeah. It's like, it's kind of worth it though. And now it's done. And now you don't have to do it again, hopefully. Monday's a holiday. Feel free to take the day off. But if it's a holiday, that means that there's people at home that might watch a WoW video if I can make one between now and then, you know? Any pets that you really wish to have but aren't able to have? Any wild animals that you would love as a pet if possible? So pets, are you talking about, like, I feel like the second part of your question is for real life pets. Is the first part, like, WoW pets or real life pets? I guess I can just answer both. For WoW pets that I would like to have but can't have, there's a couple of, like, old BlizzCon pets and old promotions that I'm missing, like Mr. Chili and, like, the bear, the baby Blizzard bear I don't have. Those would be cool, but it's not a big deal. In real life, pets that I can't have yet, I would say goldfish. I do not have the space for a proper goldfish tank. They need a lot of water. And the goldfish that I want need even more water because they're the long-bodied ones, so they need more swimming room. So one day goldfish, but not for a long time because it's going to be a big tank. And then, it's probably it. I can see myself getting more into multiple aquariums, but I need to kind of judge how long I'm going to be into it, because it would be pretty bad if I set up like a whole bunch of aquariums and then I'm just like really bored of them. I would keep them, you know, I'm not giving up any animals, but I'm trying to limit myself getting too many to prevent that situation. For wild animals that, if they were domesticated, would be a cool pet, I would say, I mean, if it was domesticated and happy living with you, and it would still probably be dangerous even if it was super domesticated just because it's really heavy. But how sweet would it be to have a pet bear? If it was fully domesticated and safe and happy to live with you, imagine just walking your pet bear, you know, having a nap with your pet bear, hanging out with your big pet bear. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, pets that you can't get anymore. I see. Should make a group for Old War time walking with your viewers. Not today. And by that I mean probably not. Just made a pizza. I did pretty good for my second attempt. What kind of pizza did you make? Worst thing about Morgan is the constant snuffling. It's true. Now you won't be able to unhear it. The key to productivity is to multitask and just make a video of your Saturday nap. Oh, man. Sometimes I live vicariously through my cat napping. Like, I'm busy and I know I can't stop and nap. But I just watch my cat being so peacefully, blissfully knocked right out somewhere that it makes me feel a little bit better. I'm like, she's napping for me. I don't need to sleep because she's got it. Do you have midnight? Do I have midnight? Am I crazy, or is midnight not just Invincible? Well, thanks for that. Midnight. Why am I blanking on that right now? Is that from Karazhan? Is that new Karazhan? I can't come up with it. Okay. So, we're done here. Midnight. I'm gonna check that because I'm very confused. Midnight. Okay, it is a mount. It is from New Karazhan. I do not have it. I would like it. It looks very cool, but I have not been farming it. You have a goldfish. It lasted 5 years until one day my sister decided to jam 5 other fish in the tank. I miss keeping goldfish. I used to breed them. Once I'm done with my angelfish adventure, I want to make a new goldfish setup happen. Angelfish are so pretty, but I've heard that they can be kind of jerks. A bear would be snuggly. From Kara? Gotcha. A red panda. Yeah. Well, I think that's everything. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to talk about, but it doesn't come to me, so I thank you very much for watching. I appreciate having you here. Shout out to all of my VoD viewers out in the future, catching up with this later. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Am I forgetting something? I don't think I am. Anyway, stay tuned. Follow me on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. If I do decide to do the shrimp thing, you can bet that I'm going to be posting on my Insta story about the little shrimpo dudes. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.